something like that. I'm in it too, for my anxiety stuff like that.
Nah, my cousin, he's suffering for off the record. He's suffering from mental illness severely. I didn't think that.
Yeah, I see people too.
I didn't think that shit was until it get fucked up.
Well, yeah, the thing is that no one really believes that it's a real thing until
it happens.
My dad
until
still doesn't believe my thing's real.
He's autistic.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't think it's as real as,
Yeah, no.
He's getting on
recording right now?
Yeah, we are. We started. We were in the middle of a really good conversation, so I just kind of started recording. But ladies and gentlemen, here we are with Kenny and John Dobbin. John fucking Dobbin, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are.
Podcast virginity.
Yes. So, Jacob and Oni are on their way right now, so they might pop in, a little special guest. You might see Oni and Jacob here. So, we'll see. This is still Charlie's microphone. I still have Charlie's microphone here, but, you know what? Maybe if he just wants me to have it, I guess it's mine now. But it's fine. It's fine that he wants to give it to me, and that him leaving here for clearly tells me that he wants me to have it. But we were in the middle of a good conversation, and you said something that was pretty interesting. You said 1 out of 4...
3.
1 out of 3... Okay, that's fuck. 1 out of 3 Oliver Ames kids are failing a class right now.
Yeah, my advisory teacher said that to me.
That's so bananas. That's so fucking crazy. And the idea that you can have a school that's set up like that, and do we know how long this has been going on? Did he give any specifics? Yeah.
This was last time we had an advisory meet. So last
Wednesday.
Okay, but let's just say that we have this as a term. You have to look at that and do something about that, right? You have to get something across, or in some way. The thing is that most of the kids are saying that we're getting too much work, and are saying that there's a lot, and they're trying and all these different things, and then you have 1 out of 3 kids failing a class. At what point does it stop becoming the student's fault? At what point do you just say, hey, fuckface? These kids were good. Before quarantine, they were all passing. Now 1 out of 3 is failing a class. What the fuck is going on here? And who says that to them? Because we've tried to. Look, dude, so if you're unaware, or if you don't go to our school, somebody complained, or a couple people complained.
A parent of a student.
A parent of a student complained
to a teacher
that we weren't getting enough.
I heard it was a kid not even in high school. I heard it was an 8th grader's parent.
An 8th grader's parent?
For one of them.
Maybe.
Which I low-key agree with, because my brother's in 8th grade. He does all of his homework till 3 o'clock, gets it all done, and then plays video games the rest of the night. I kind of agree with it. I mean, he clearly doesn't have
well, I don't know what's going on in the middle school. See, that's part of the problem with middle schoolers too, is they're so stupid. They're so dumb. But when you have juniors and seniors, they're close to being adults. They're very, very close.
I don't think the kids in our high school act like adults anywhere near.
No.
I think
I'm still an animal. I'm not even close for adulthood.
No, there are adults that are animals too.
I just think overall, I think we're gonna be seniors next year, and I feel our grade compared to grades that have already, graduated.
Best example is the senior class.
But maybe it's because you grew up with them.
Yeah, maybe.
You knew them from
I think
since you were a kid.
To do with it.
Yeah.
Usually,
I think because Corona, we had a year where we didn't get to grow.
A year of non-existence, literally,
A lot of people said that they grew during COVID.
Yeah, they're full of shit.
I grew spiritually during COVID.
I feel like I did too.
I found an activity.
Who's kicking?
Oh, that's me. Sorry, dude.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I'm
worried about it picking up on the
microphone. I decided to pick up fishing over quarantine.
It's a great hobby.
One of my favorite pastimes. I get out in the wild. I don't even care if I catch a fish.
No, where do you go?
Everywhere.
You go everywhere?
I went to Borderlands. I went to the Massapog Pond in Sharon. I went sea fishing with my cousin.
Okay, so how do you get there? Do you bike all these places? Because that's some good biking you're getting in.
Yeah, the ponds I've biked to before, but the ones where I went to the ocean, my dad drove me down.
Okay.
Because he's my cousin. He owns his own boat.
Okay.
He's literally my age. It's sick. We go out there.
Yeah.
Just me and him fishing off the boat.
I mean, that sounds fun. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people just don't get these opportunities. Because a lot of people, like, will talk about things online, like things that will help them or things like that they're just not able to get access to. I mean, some of these health things now with like a UIV drip and all this other shit, it sounds complicated to get in, that most normal people who just have like a schedule is like, they're saying now that like a drip UIV for vitamins like drastically increases your health.
Why do you need an IV drip for vitamins? Don't they have like those chewies?
They have those chewies, but they're not. They say they're not even compared. I mean, they and people who do them
that severely suffer for
no, normal people. Joe Rogan does it.
So he sticks an IV into his arm.
Yeah, sticks an IV to an arm. He gets a drip done, and he says he feels great afterwards. He feels like so fantastic.
Is that a natural form of doping, though?
I don't know. I mean, they say it's all natural stuff. But, like, the thing is like, vaccines aren't. But we know vaccines help you survive, so.
Not everyone in Easton.
I'm going
a lot of
home after this and looking up
stuff.
This IV
in Easton? I don't think there's a lot.
Oh, I keep seeing the signs in Easton on the front.
Signs of what?
I don't vaccinate my kids, stuff like that. My kid's body, their choice, stuff like that.
Your kid's like fucking like 2.
Yeah, I've seen at least 7 of those signs in Easton.
I hate those like TikTok videos too, where it's like my son is gay and the kid's literally like a toddler. Like, how do you know?
Yeah, I've seen that, and it's also weird because like I've heard the argument that like people just assume their babies are straight, and people have no problem with that, but it's like I don't think they.
You got to look at statistically speaking.
Biologically.
Yeah, I mean, just statistically itself. Like, when a kid is born, it's more likely that the kid's going to be heterosexual his or her entire life.
Right.
There's a bigger chance of that happening than them being bisexual or homosexual. So I think when a toddler, I think just growing up, I mean, really, like, if you got a baby, I don't think you're really... I don't even think you're pushing anything.
Is it the parents' choice
either
to
on
decide,
it?
Though?
Why would you like you know? I like to say people are pushing heterosexuality on their kids. Like the only like I don't understand that because like at 6 years old they're not going to be pushing heterosexuality on you because you're not dating anyone.
Right.
I mean the only way that can happen is when the kid starts dating, and it's up to the kid to realize if they're gay or not. So.
The arguments I see get really, really weird. Like
they overcomplicate things.
It's so complicated.
They like the parents of kids who they believe are gay. Like like they'll be like, "Oh, my 4-year-old is gay," and then if you ask them, "How do you know that?" Even if your kid's not sexually active, they'll go on like this huge spiel of everything and. And they'll overcomplicate it because they want to sound sophisticated, and they want to make sure that everybody realizes how diligent and how much expertise they have in the field and how much of a hero they are for allowing their kids to explore their sexualities by themselves. But really,
to society.
Yeah, but I mean, when you do that, when you try that hard to make your kid's sexuality their choice, you're pretty much just handcuffing them.
Right.
So
I kind of I get that. I get it. There's like, but when you say that, it's also weird because they'll bring up like straight movies. Like you'll just consistently show your kid straight movies. Like you just with movies with straight couples, that's like the norm and all this other shit, and it's like. I don't know what to say to that.
Well, that's not. You can't blame a parent for that. You can't blame a parent for putting on a straight movie really just because.
Anybody on that.
Just because, I mean, at the end of the day, like if you have a little kid, you're going to show them kids' movies.
Right.
you're not thinking about the sexuality of the characters when you're doing it.
No.
No one was thinking, I wonder if Lightning McQueen's gay when they put on the movie Cars. Right. They just stuck it on because it's a stupid kids movie.
Right.
So you can't blame the parents for putting on a movie that happens to have a straight couple in it. If they put a movie on that happened to have a gay couple in it, they wouldn't have put it on by choice. They would have put it on not because of that. Right. They just would have put it on because it's a kids movie. So if you're gonna blame anyone, then you have to blame the studios and filmmakers who decide to make these characters straight. But even then, I wouldn't, just because it's their movie. If they want to make it, they'll make it.
One of the biggest problems I've seen with this is the over amount of argument of just make movies with females in it. Just make movies with gay characters with it. Just make movies with transgender characters in it. And the biggest problem with that is the people who make movies are unfortunately like white men. Like that's what they're into is movies.
Yeah,
like,
the majority of the filmmakers
just like black males are into hip hop, right? They're into hip hop. Like if you were a black
the hip hop scene consists mainly of black men,
right?
As opposed to white men or black women or white women.
We all have our different different genders and different groups kind of go for like different art forms. They just do. Girls try to tend more towards like photography and
pop music, I think.
Pop music, things like just all this different stuff that
fashion.
Right.
Visco.
Writing. I think
writing
poetry
more.
For sure.
Like, it's just all these different art forms that tend to different people. Like, for whatever reason, guys who are white really like movies. Now, you can bring up the argument, well, is it because they're into movies? Because, are they into movies because the characters look like them? Or is it... And I don't necessarily think that's right. Because
I mean, that's even so. Like, let's say you're a white person and you make movies with white people in it. And someone says, you only like to make those movies because you can put people who look like you in it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, would that person say that to, like, Jordan Peele?
Yeah.
For making Get Out, which is a movie that consists of, like, almost 100% black cast?
Right.
Or would you say that to whoever directed Black Panther? It's like, no, you wouldn't, because, they like to represent them. That, and I think it's also a white guy will make a movie with a white guy as the lead.
Yeah.
Because it's easiest. They understand a white
guy. That's what I was.
Yeah, they understand a white guy a lot more than a black guy. There's a reason why, like, you're not gonna see, like a 7-year-old white man make a movie about a 15-year-old black girl because he doesn't know a damn thing about her.
Yeah.
And so if he tried, it would come off as either offensive or just poorly done. So instead of that and taking that risk, they'd rather just stick to what they know and what they're good at.
Right. Well, the thing is with Christopher Nolan is that Christopher Nolan, all of his characters, every single one, except the new one with Tenet, which is cast by man lead.
That movie's good.
Yeah, it was really, really good. The main lead was a black male, but all of his characters literally look like him. Like, it's not a coincidence. Like, every single one dresses, looks, and kind of acts similarly.
You can say that about Tarantino, too.
You could.
Because all of his...
You say that about a lot of movies.
You could.
I think Tarantino's a great example of that.
Well, the best example is George Lucas, Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
That's the greatest example ever in history.
Even Steven Spielberg.
With
holy crap, what's a movie? Holy crap.
E.T., Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, yeah.
Jurassic Park. Oh, and the park. Oh, the guy who made the park.
Yeah, the guy who owns
the colonel-looking guy.
Yeah.
But like the thing is that people want to write stories what they know and what they understand. Those create the best stories. So for somebody to make like a really, really good homosexual movie, or
they'd have to be gay.
They'd have to be gay, or
they'd have to
have a really grasp.
They'd have to have a very yeah, a very, a long experience grasp and knowledge on the top. Like Tarantino is really good at doing women as women characters, but it wasn't always like that. Like,
yeah.
Like if you were to watch one of his earlier movies, like a Reservoir Dogs, it's got a woman in it and it's okay.
Yeah.
But then like once you get to like Pulp Fiction, the woman in that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But then once you get to like Kill Bill, and then what else? The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's really good.
Right.
And then same thing with black people. Like he was okay at the beginning. Reservoir Dogs, it was okay.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction's when he started to get really good. And then by like Django, he was really hitting strides. But even then, he made Django and he made all these movies and he cast Sam Jackson in like the lead, and he still got called a racist over it.
Right.
Because he put the N-word in the movie more than once.
Well,
even though Django takes place 2 years before the Civil War.
Yeah.
So it's just historically accurate. Yeah. I think that's also a reason why you don't see a lot of homosexual movies. Mm-hmm. It's just because people are afraid to make them.
Yeah.
Because if you make it and
you get shot down if you fail.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I was saying this too.
Well, you can go on. I'll add on.
Well, the thing is that I was saying this too, is that people will get mad at actors who pretend to be gay and then get like Oscars and things like that. So if you make a movie and you're not gay, but you make it about a gay character, can you do that? Are you still profiting off of that? Is that allowed? And you get in this sticky, very wompy scenario of what you can and can't do, and you find yourself asking questions. And you could do all that, or you could just say, fuck it, I'm going to make it about like what I am and make it like a simple story of what I understand. And so the thing, it gets just so odd and complex. And can like directors write characters who are gay? If actors can't pretend to be gay, can directors write characters who are gay?
I think it's just overcomplicating everything. Yeah, actors, they're paid to act. It's not who they are.
Yeah, no, it's well, you can't.
And I'm not saying that.
If you walked up to a straight person and said you can't direct movies about gay people, then you would have to tell gay people that they're not allowed to make movies about straight people.
Right.
But the whole point of movies and art and literature and everything is expression and creating something.
Right.
That isn't necessarily reality. But like. So when you're doing it, it's kind of like the whole, you can't get you have to get a disabled actor to play someone who's disabled in a movie, which it's acting. You get whoever you think is gonna have the best performance.
Right.
I think, but and then also I think the problem with like a gay movie, or a movie about gay people, is that if you wanted to do. Like, let's say you wanted to do a period piece of a gay person living in the 1950s.
Right.
And then you'd have to use foul remarks and homophobic languages and slurs. You'd have to, just to be accurate, because if you left those out, then you'd be leaving out a very crucial aspect of oppression. But at the same time, if you put it in, you're going to have like a Tarantino type of issue where people will get mad and they'll think it's overdone, I remember like some people were getting mad about there was a slavery movie, I think it was Roots, where people were getting mad saying that the violence was too much, it was too excessive, and it's like
it wasn't the stuff that went on there.
I mean, like, and the scenes are brutal to watch, but it's like that's just how things were, and they're still dialing it back in the movies.
Yeah.
So, and I think if your goal shouldn't to be make a movie about a gay person, it should just be make a movie about a story.
Right.
And if the character's gay or not, I don't like movies that are based around someone's sexuality.
Exactly.
Sexuality.
I like the actual.
That's why I never liked this statement either. Go make a movie like with gay people. Like, is that the objective of the movie?
I mean, but okay. So for example, for example, Taxi Driver. Or no, not Taxi Driver. That's not a great example. Let's go with Dark Knight. That's a perfect example. So the Joker in that movie, is he straight or gay?
He's the Joker.
Straight. The Joker?
No,
yeah,
it doesn't specify.
It doesn't. Why? Because no one cares. It doesn't matter.
It's about the context of the movie.
It does. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Batman, is Batman straight or is he gay?
He's straight.
How do you know?
Well, he goes after Rachel. But like that's the only reason why.
But who knows? Maybe he's bisexual.
Maybe
you don't.
You're
know.
right.
It's not.
You're correct on that.
It's not. Yeah,
You're correct.
No one's ever said, they are and they're not. So, I mean, it's just not a part of the story. The TV show Gotham is, in my opinion, had one of the best gay relationships. I think they had one of the best gay relationships ever put to TV. They had the Penguin and the Riddler have kind of a homosexual relationship.
Okay.
They never explicitly downright said it, but they hinted at it. And they built up their relationship over the course of 5 seasons.
Okay.
So, by the end of it, you got the impression that they were gay, but they never made that the main focus. The main focus wasn't that they're gay. It was just the relationship and that they happen to be 2 guys. Yeah. And that's a really good version of a gay relationship done in a TV show, rather than just make it a movie where they have to be stereotypically gay. They have to have, weird, obnoxious. Like I was watching It 2, and the opening is they had 2 homosexuals, and they were all very, 1980s, very stereotypical gay, and it was just like that was. You can tell that they threw in the 2 gay guys. I think it was because of the book. Even then, in the book, they only threw in that they were gay as, kind of like, I don't want to even say like a joke, but just kind of like as like a throwaway fact or something like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, they kind of just did it for the hell of it in the book.
Yeah.
That because Stephen King was coked up at the time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so in the movie they have it, and it's like, yeah, they had gay people in it, but it wasn't a good representation of it.
Right.
So I would have much rather they just left them out.
Oh, right.
Or just not specify that they're gay at all. Because if you're not gonna do a good job, you might as well not bring it up. And if you're gonna bring it up, there has to be a
plug your microphone back in, Kenny.
Oh.
There you go. I think it was just a second.
Yeah. But no, if you're gonna have a gay person in the movie or a relationship that revolves 2 people of the same sex, you have to have there has to be a reason, and then there has to be something has to come out of it at the end. You have to gain something from it. You can't just build. You can't just.
What do you mean gain something from it?
Gain. Okay, so let's say.
I think what he's trying to say is like there has to be like
a payoff,
like a contextual buildup of them being gay leads to like some bigger thing in the movie that's like huge
or
TV show.
Yeah, or you can't just.
Right.
You can't
so
just
like, it makes something even with Batman.
You
so
can't just
bring up
Batman. Let's say
Rachel is used to be threatened.
Yeah, she's used in the movie to be threatened, and then also to add the dynamic of how Batman feels about Harvey Dent.
Right.
But let's say in the movie they opted to make Batman gay, and let's say they just went out and they had Batman say that he's gay in the movie, and then proceeded to not have him be with a man in the movie or anything like that.
Right.
That's what I mean. Like there has to be something to gain from it.
So
if you're gonna let's say you made Batman gay,
right?
But and then you had a character come in as a man, and you built that relationship up throughout a couple movies. You gain something. You gain that.
So let's use the exact example we just used.
Okay.
So let's turn Rachel from The Dark Knight a man.
Yes,
Rachel.
That works.
Rachel is literally the same person, but just a dude.
The only thing that changes is now people can say
Weinstein is gay.
Harvey Weinstein?
Harvey
Dent. Weinstein. He's the rapist.
Harvey Dent and Batman are gay. But they never say that. the Batman or Harvey
and that's another thing. I don't like in movies where they have to say that they're gay.
Right.
You just show it. Like in a movie with two straight people.
Yeah, right.
They never say we're straight, we're heterosexual. Exactly. If the guy kisses the girl, you can kind of get the hint that he's most likely just straight. And in a movie, if the guy kisses another guy, if a girl kisses another girl in a romantic way, then you can put two and two together and say, oh, they're homosexuals.
Yeah.
And that's,
But to use that example, let's just say Batman just kicked Joker's ass and goes and makes out with the dude, and then nothing comes from that. It's a little unnecessary.
Yeah, no, like if they were to have, like let's say throughout the
battle, they just made out. What is
like,
that? Is that what you say?
No, but like, okay, so let's say they took the Joker and they just had to make a joke about how he's gay, and then like the rest of the movie he never brings it up, or you would never see him do anything that would signify that he's a homosexual. That'd kind of just be like stupid throwaway. But if he said like in a backstory like, oh, I got the scars, my dad did it because I came out as homosexual or something like that, blah blah blah, at least then you get something out of it. You gain something. You gain the reasoning for the backstory, so there's a reason. As opposed to if he just said that he was gay randomly, you don't gain anything. The character never grows. You never get a better idea of what the character's about. It's just kind of like a throwaway fact.
Right.
It's like if a character was to say, like, I was born in Virginia. It's like, okay, we know that now. Cool.
Yeah.
You don't gain anything.
It's almost like they're forcing to put that in.
Yeah. And the worst thing you can do is try to force something into a script that doesn't need it.
Right.
Soil's a movie.
Yeah, and then wow, we broke that down really well. Jesus Christ.
We went in.
We did.
I
feel like
saying something about us.
We should wrap that shit up. That was really, really good. So, what do we break down? What do we figure out from that conversation? That if you have a gay character, you shouldn't necessarily say or have to say.
Just show it. The whole point of a movie is you're watching it.
Yeah.
Show it, and there has to be something that's gained from this relationship.
Say less, show more. Yeah, and make it so that there's a reason. There has to be a reason behind it. Your reason can't be, well, we want them to be gay.
So, but you would say, let's make this clear, you would say the exact same thing about straight characters.
100%.
So if there's a straight relationship in a movie and it has no point, then it's a bad relationship.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
100%.
no, for sure. I could probably think of a great example of that. Easy. In the Avengers movies, the Hulk forms a relationship with Black Widow. And it is really pointless. It doesn't make any sense. They kind of started building it up and then killed off Black Widow. And they sent Hulk to another planet. And they shoehorned it in there because they wanted to give Hulk and Black Widow something to do. But it was stupid. They didn't need to do it. They didn't need it at all, and it didn't work.
Yeah, it was bad.
So, a good antithesis to that, though, would be Scarlet Witch and Vision. That'd be a good...
Yeah, because those characters both grew together.
As a result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they led to other events down the timeline.
Thanos ripped out the stone and she went, aggro mode.
And now WandaVision, so you get, you gained everything from that relationship, but you gained nothing from Black Widow and Hulk. So, yeah. So even if it's just straight, show it, don't say it, and then it should have a point and a reason. Yeah. And it should be done.
Or just do it for the one time and just move on.
Right. And then we're going to say anybody can make a gay character and any actor.
You can make whatever you want.
You're the filmmaker. It's your movie.
That's true.
First Amendment.
Yeah.
If you want to make a World War II movie, you don't need to be a Nazi to do it.
That's true.
We'd actually prefer if you weren't a Nazi making it.
Right.
It'd probably be a little bit more accurate if you weren't a Nazi.
No, you're right. And then we were going to... let's jump topics here, because that was a good conversation. That was really good, guys. We had something that came up. I saw this all over Instagram and whatnot. Did you guys see the 9-year-old that was pepper sprayed by the police?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate to see that shit.
How I mean, what do we? What do you say? What do you like? What do you?
Cops were out of order for that one. She's fucking 9, dude.
Dude, you're fucking 9. You need, first of all, you need 2 people. You need 2 police officers against a 9-year-old. I mean, what kind of I knew your training was this bad, but you're this out of shape. You can't hold a fucking 9-year-old. You fucking pathetic bitches. Like, you're pathetic. You're fucking pathetic. And the idea that the chief of police I saw came out and said that the police officers who did this are getting a suspension and that they're going to get a lot more training.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Fire them. Gone.
Not even just fire. They should. That should be seen as an assault on a minor.
Yeah.
So.
In jail time.
Yeah, but
throw them in the fucking can. I don't give a fuck.
The police, they're all like this. They're all
if they attack a 9-year-old, and they think that's okay,
goodbye.
Then like to keep them on the force, like you're almost saying like for sure there's no way that they're not gonna repeat themselves.
I mean,
because of course, if they're willing to do that to a 9-year-old, imagine what they'll be willing to do if a drunk, if a
18-year-old,
a drunk 18-year-old, gets pulled over by them, or a drunk black teenager gets pulled over by, boom.
What happens then? And then also like. Dude, I mean, literally, like, the idea that you pepper spray, and not, like, at any point that's allowed, and they're not, like, pulling a gun on you, I mean, that's just so crazy.
Pepper spray is, like, a good thing when they're, like, genuinely dangerous.
What?
Like, when a person's, like, genuinely dangerous, pepper spray is, like, a good thing. Like, at least you're not shooting him to death.
Yeah, right.
But it's a 9-year-old child. Like, she can't be like, what? I've never met a 9-year-old child that benches 225 and can overthrow a cop.
No,
I've never seen that shit.
I could beat the fuck out of a 9-year-old. I'm really confident. I'm not proud of it, but I'm really confident that I could beat the fuck out of a 9-year-old.
I'm proud of it.
You're proud of it?
Yeah, a little bit. No, on top of that, no. So there's actually a couple things that I dislike seeing on social media from this, and that's I see people like they'll put the video on their story. And then they'll put like a caption next to it, like
Disgusting.
this is why we need to defund the police or something like that.
Right.
And it's like, I'm not gonna say that I agree or disagree with defunding the police, but I will say, when a 9-year-old gets pepper sprayed in the face, your instant thought shouldn't be, we need to make sure we defund the police.
Yeah.
It should be, no, we need to. Well, first, is the little girl safe?
Yeah.
And second of all, what's happening to the cops that did this?
Yeah. They're being fired, right?
Yeah, your first
Are they
thought
held accountable?
Your first thought shouldn't be, oh, we need to defund the police or whatever. No, your first thought should be, is this girl safe and are these people going to face justice? And then I saw someone post on their story. It was pretty much like it was like a paragraph about how disgusting it was that she got pepper sprayed and how this is what the problem of the world is. My problem with that is they put it in a meme format.
Right.
They put it, like the Lisa Simpson one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put it in that, and I hate when people...
It's like making light of a shit-ass event.
It takes all of the power out of it, and it takes all of the professionalism out of it.
It makes it more like a joke.
Yeah, when I see someone put that in like a meme format, I don't think this is a really good point. I think, why would they do that? Just write it.
Well, I've talked about this many times on the podcast before. Same thing with fucking writing it on your face. What the fuck is that gonna do? Why are you writing? Makeup? Why are you writing it on makeup on your face and then posting
it? BLM?
Yeah, just shit like that. You're posting like political statements.
I see girls
like writing it on their
Instagram.
Face.
They post like, oh my god, this is so gross, dude. Like, who's gonna hold these guys accountable? 2 seconds later, they're posting like these questionnaires, like, what food do you see me as? Or some stupid shit like that. Like, I'm going through my feed and I'm seeing like you trying to be informative about a subject, and then you're going on about some stupid ransack shit that doesn't really make sense. It takes the value out of it.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this. The thing is that, like, on this podcast, me personally, I don't think I've given any solution, and I sure as hell
for
on this anything,
well, like racism,
anything. Literally, the shit I complain about most, I don't think I've given a solution for.
It's not our job to come up with a solution either.
It's not.
I think
it's not.
Everybody in...
We're 17-year-olds.
Well,
I feel like people in our grade, they have like the Greta Thunberg mindset. Or they're like,
public image over
the
actual
future
thing.
is now. We must take control, and it's like the future's not now. We're not adults yet. You know, it's the adults need to do it. So if you're saying the future is now, that means that when you become an adult, then the kids are going to take over from you. So that means like the future's not now. The future's the future. So
Similar to that thought.
Yeah, they need to like chill out.
I also think like whenever I see someone like modern example like Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, that election, and a handful of kids posted on their social medias, go out and vote. Who are you convincing? Like your followers are also 17-year-olds.
You're
not convincing anyone to go out and vote.
That can be said about so many things. Like
who are you convincing? You're just showing how great you are to society.
Well, yeah.
That goes to show when they post something like Black Lives Matter on their story.
It's meaningless.
Yeah, because everyone in their right mind knows that. I know that. You know that. Chris knows that. Everyone knows that Black Lives Matter. So when you post it on your story, once again, there needs to be a point. There needs to be something to gain from it. So by posting it, the gain should be someone sees that and it connects with them. But if everybody is already on the same page about it,
right,
then you can't go sprouting. And it's also like when people in our grade say defund the police. It's like, well, no one's reading your stuff because you're 17. No political person is going to tell you to.
And you're not even paying taxes yet. You don't even have a job, dude.
Well, yeah, and then
what money?
What? God, and then what else was it? Stuff like God, I just lost my train of thought.
It's okay. I wanted to go next. Anyways, maybe you can come in.
I'll probably think of something.
I wanted to what I was saying though is like I've never put a solution on this podcast, not once. And if I have, I damn well sure I haven't like been convincing about it. Like, this is the solution. This is what we need to do. This is la-di-da-di-da, and we're gonna be safe from this. I've never done that ever. The idea that you are going back to what we were talking about, you doing that to a 9-year-old, pepper spraying her, and then having and then seeing that, and your first reaction being defund the police.
Your first anything like that. Blaming a president or anything like that.
Yeah, anything like that is so stupid. And then another thing is that you should be asking questions after that.
It's an insult.
I'd say it's kind of offensive.
It is offensive, but like you should be asking questions.
It's like if a kid got run over by a bus and your first thought was,
better yet, do research.
No, it's like if a kid got run over by a bus and the first thing people did was start blaming the road itself.
Yeah,
like, oh, this fucking road, it had the bus on the road, that's what happened.
Yeah,
like, no, that's stupid. You need to point out the actual problems,
right?
And that's why I also don't. Oh, that just hit me. What I was going to say is that's why I don't like when people say systematic racism, because then that implies that that the system itself is racist. Which, when you say something like that you're pretty much saying the reason racism is around is because of the system put in place. And what that does is that takes all of the blame and puts it on a system, when in actuality, systems aren't racist. There's no such thing as
There has been, though. Like the Jim Crow laws and stuff like that.
Well, that wasn't a system being racist. That was people being racist and making a system.
Yeah, but as a result, the system became racist.
Yeah, well,
but I don't think it's like that today.
Yeah, but my point is that you shouldn't be putting the blame on a system. You should be putting the blame on the people who made the system.
Right.
So if there's a racist system, don't say it's systematic racism. Just say it's racism because a person did it.
Right.
The system was created by someone.
And the system could be changed.
Yeah, you can change the system. You know, people can change the system.
Right.
So if the system is racist, that's because whoever made it's racist. So they're the problem.
Yeah, and then getting back to what I was saying is that you should ask questions after things like this happen. Like,
Research it.
how do we...
You get context.
How do we stop this from happening again? How do we make sure the George Floyd thing doesn't happen again? How do we make sure that the pepper spraying of a 9-year-old doesn't happen again? How, like, first of all, is she okay? Are the police held accountable? And then what do we do from this point to go forward with this? Skipping all of that to just defund the police. Defund the police.
And even then, when the whole looking at it, finding the context, thinking of a solution, everything like that, our age group shouldn't be even thinking about anything like that. Because even like right now, let's say one of us in this room came up with the perfect idea of how to fix all of the world's problems.
No one's gonna listen.
And it was 100% effective. No one would listen. No one cares. You know, if you put on your story a solution or an idea, it's just going to be seen by other kids. And
And your friends.
you can have 1 million kids believe in something, but none of them are going to be listened to seriously. Like, you look at Greta Thunberg. She got on the stage and gave the speech or whatever, and like, in all honesty, had it been a grown woman giving that speech, the grown woman would have been taken way more seriously than Greta Thunberg, who was very young.
Yeah, and she was acting like a tool about it too.
Well, she's got Asperger's, but
Oh, really?
yeah,
I had no idea about that.
yeah, she's got Asperger's,
I take
but
that back.
when a kid does that, all they're doing is they're taking away the spot for an adult who will be listened to actually say something.
Right.
So it's kind of like you're taking away the opportunity for someone who will be listened to speak.
Yeah, you hear that, motherfuckers? Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me, motherfuckers.
No, but like, you know, if we're gonna have like a rally or something, and if we're gonna have like a meeting and talk about like how we can fix, you know, this racist civilization we live in, I don't want, you know, people in our grade or around our age thinking that they can change anything, because they can't.
Right.
It's useless.
Yeah, I agree.
And then they all say, well, you say it's useless, but at least we're trying. And it's like, you are trying and failing. You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Why try if you know
Wasted
you're not?
effort.
Yeah, if you're not going to do it, if you're going to do it, you got to make sure that there has to be a reason to do it. You know, and if someone in our grade does it, they'll say, oh, the reason is this, I believe in this, and this is what I want to happen. Well, you need to be realistic and know it's not going to work that way. So you need an end goal, and the end goal should just be to be heard. And if you're this age, that's not going to happen.
Right.
So there's no point to it, you know. So I mean, I don't like stuff. And then I saw, like, after 1 week of being in office, Biden, a bunch of like kids around our age were like giving him like an evaluation. They were like, Biden's first week evaluation. He did this. This was very good. This was wonderful. Great. This was okay, but needs to be fixed. This needs to be done right now. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you're 17 years old and you're trying to evaluate the president of the United States,
right,
like he's going to listen to you.
Yeah.
Joe Biden reading those posts, being like,
he can't remember a damn thing from those posts.
Joe Biden, he doesn't even, I bet he doesn't even read, like, what his kids text him, you know, or something.
Well, he can't remember.
He doesn't care, you know?
No, he doesn't care.
You
There's
know?
no chance
Trump,
in hell.
Trump, I'm almost guaranteeing Trump read everything about him and just never talked about it because he really didn't care.
Mm.
You know? Like, he just seems like the type of guy who would have read everything said by anyone, no matter what. And he was like, oh, it's a kid, who cares?
Yeah.
And same thing, it's like, why is the kid evaluating the president? They act like they're trying to act so mature that they come off as immature.
Right.
Because they're in over their head.
Yeah. No.
You know?
Well,
you gotta live in the
this
moment.
Podcast where I can be a little goofy sometimes.
Well,
and I
yeah.
can say I'm a dumb fuck who doesn't know shit.
Well, if
Like,
you're
that's very important.
If you're 17, you're not fully developed yet.
No.
So it's
No.
your brain is so you're still immature in ways. So, but when you try and hide those immature aspects of yourself, you come off as more immature.
Right. You just got to show it. You have to, like, yeah, it's there.
You have to put your honest self out there. You can't try and build up this perception of, you being this, very sophisticated, intelligible
internet persona.
Yeah, and the thing is that
it is.
Someone's internet face is completely different from their real face.
Yeah.
They're hiding behind a screen. They're doing all like this political stuff. But you hang out with them, they're like some goofball. They're not advocating.
And they're much more entertaining in person than online. Yeah. Online, they're annoying. In person, you actually tend to really like them.
Well, I've talked about this on the podcast before where, I had this cousin. Her name was, we'll make up a name. Her name was Veronica.
Rest in peace.
She's not dead.
You said had.
Oh. Well...
I
have. There you go.
You have a cousin named Veronica.
So
that gives more context to the listeners.
Okay,
you have a cousin.
I have a cousin named Veronica, and
how old's Veronica?
She was like super chill. I saw her probably around the time I was 8 or whatever, and I don't know. I thought she was super chill. I liked talking to her. She seemed fun. It probably wasn't 8. It might have been like 12-ish or somewhere.
She's your age?
I think she's a year older than me. And she went crazy lefto on her story like this past year. Just anything that you think the left thinks of or the right, the left extremists think of, it was on her story this, during this past year. And I always wondered why, what happened to her, did she change, what's going on here? And I met her in Pennsylvania this year, and she was nice. She was well spoken, she was understanding, she was funny, she was well witted, or quick witted rather, and I enjoyed talking to her. I liked her presence. And throughout the night, I start to scratch my head, what the fuck, why, where's this story shit coming from? And later throughout the night, someone brings up something, and she kind of snaps at her stepfather, and she goes, well, you just can't say black men deserve to be locked up or beaten by police because they abuse wives. And he looks at her dead in the face, or he I don't think he looks at her dead in the face. He takes a sip from his beer bottle and goes, well, they do. And I went, what? Everything at that moment just clicked. It was oh,
well, I think men that
her father's not all there in the head, and her stepfather, who she has to live with, probably says this shit around the house all the time, and poor Veronica doesn't know what else to do. So she goes this story, and she becomes a crazy leftist, and she posts all this bullshit, but really it's just anger from her stepfather.
So what he's saying is the father is on the far right, and so...
The stepfather's on the far right.
Yeah, yes, did you not hear my story?
Yeah, but what happened to her father, though?
No, the father is just on the far right, and it annoys her.
So the daughter... Okay. Veronica looks all of a sudden someone brings something up throughout the night where I met her.
Yeah.
In this past year. And she snaps, and she goes you can't just say... I think you can't... I think what might have been said was, because, I don't have the best memory. She said, you can't just lock black people up, or you can't just, beat them, or the police aren't allowed to, or whatever. And he said something along the lines of, well, they just beat their wives, so sometimes they deserve it.
So what I heard the first time is what you said. She said you can't lock up black people or beat black people because they beat their wives. And I was like,
no.
That's what you said originally.
That's why I got confused.
What I meant to say was like
they're assaulting their wives.
No, what I meant to say.
You can't beat them up, but the dad said, well, they beat their wives.
Right.
Oh, so it's a cop out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly.
She's pissed at her.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Her dad is like the embodiment of the far right, and she despises him.
The embodiment of the dumb far right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's trying to embody the far left on her story.
Exactly.
It's kind of like a way to
just to counter her father.
Right.
Yeah,
and whatever,
like in a spiritual way, because she doesn't want to like confront him. I'm guessing. Right. So she does it on her story as like a way to.
That's a lot more deeper than what's on the fucking political post.
Yeah, you know what? And this leads on to like a bigger topic of I hate kids who post all the time because they have problems. Like,
yeah.
I hate
Work yourself.
I hate when kids post about how they're depressed all the time. Mainly because if you post about it, then
cyberbullying.
You're not. Well, here's the thing: you're not depressed if you have to constantly post about it.
No.
You don't have PTSD because you keep posting that you have PTSD or all this.
No.
You know, a lot of fake and that's happened because of COVID. A lot of self-diagnosis, and it's awful and it's degrading to people who actually have these problems.
It's an insult to the people that actually suffer.
Yeah,
and that's
it is.
why.
Yeah,
that's part of the reason why I think like the mental health community as a whole is just like outshone by everything else.
No, right now. I think although it's being talked about more than it's ever been, I think mental health right now is like at an all-time low when it comes to people who are actually suffering from mental illness.
For sure.
Because coronavirus gave them.
Well, no, because people think they have these mental illnesses, but they obviously don't. So, you know, they self-diagnose and then they go to get treated. And so doctors and everything, they're focusing on the people who are self-diagnosing instead of focusing on the people who have actually been diagnosed with something.
Right.
So the teenager who says he's got PTSD on his private Snapchat story is getting the attention as opposed to a war veteran who has PTSD and can't sleep at night.
That's a hard line to cross, though, because it's mental. You can't see.
Yeah.
You can't see. Like,
it's always the weirdest part.
But there's some.
It's not like traditional medicine where someone snaps their arm. You're like, okay, he's hurt.
No. But I mean, there are some things that you can tell right away, and like if
behavioral.
Not even behavior. Just like what you say. If somebody was to walk up to you. Okay, let me ask you this. If someone was to have let's say I have PTSD, which I don't, but let's say, for an example, let's say I do. Do you think I would walk up to you ever and tell you that I have PTSD?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Okay, if I had PTSD, do you think I would share about it on my story all the time?
Definitely not.
No, so when people do that, it immediately clicks with me, like, they're self-diagnosing.
Actually,
and then anytime you swipe up and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you were diagnosed with that," they'll always say, "Well, I haven't gone to a doctor yet," or something like that. Because that's actually happened before. I've seen people do that, and I slide up and say, "Wow, you were diagnosed with that? It's crazy." And they'll say, "Well, I wasn't actually diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have it because I looked up a list of 10 things that tells you have PTSD."
Wiki list.
Yeah, and one of them said that you get nervous here and there. And one of them said that you sweat sometimes.
You wake up in the middle of the night.
You wake up in the middle. You have like you have a bad appetite. Yeah. Sometimes when you wake up, you're very groggy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You like milk in your cereal.
Though, posting on a story actually means you do.
You occasionally like a nice bite of ice cream once in a while.
What Dobbin's
You've
saying.
Ever had a burger before?
Depression.
I had
a burger.
Had a cheese. Mayor McCheese died in a McDonald's commercial.
Big Mac on September 13th, 2007.
No, but
3:45 p.m.
So you have cancer. You have cancer.
No, but what Dobbin was saying about
sometimes.
Sometimes
you can actually is the case.
No, yeah,
people post about it.
But you can tell because if they're constantly posting about it, if someone is constantly posting about how they have PTSD every day, multiple times a day. No.
I feel like most people that actually post about PTSD, like especially from like our town, like what PTSD, like you grew up in like for
exactly like
you grew up in a household that loves you. Like you got to take some context from it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I'm strictly talking about our town and the kids who live in it. I doubt
some of them are real tools. Like honestly, like I see some of the stuff they post, and I just view them as less intelligent.
And yeah, and then
might be a horrible bias, but
I also think a lot of the times you'll see people self-diagnose, and I think they do that because they need to have an excuse too as to why they do, why they smoke as much or why they drink all the time and stuff.
Why they do the things they do.
Yeah, or like they look at popular people online that they admire, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe this rapper smokes all the time and drinks. I'm gonna do that." Right. And then after a while, when people ask you, you go, "Man, it's just I got schizophrenia, so I gotta drink."
Maybe also like when people like post about it, maybe they like.
Oh, I hate when they
so
post
ordinary that they need something different.
Well, before it used to be that. Well, it used to be that like it wasn't all that common for kids to be drinking or smoke. Obviously, in the 50s it was, but I mean like when it comes to like weed. And everything. Go back 15 years, it wasn't popular.
No.
But right now, it's really popular.
I think it was kind of popular back then. But like if you go
15 years ago? 2005?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it was more like a cigarette phase in 2005.
I'm talking about weed.
Dude, you watch Jersey Shore, all they did was smoke cigs and drink. I mean, it wasn't...
but I'm talking about...
Snoop Dogg was around, though.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about kids in high school.
Nah.
Exclusively.
They like Snoop Dogg, though, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a high schooler.
Depends where you're from.
I feel like...
Alright, well, okay, so let's go to, like...
I don't know.
LA.
Let's go... Okay, no. Let's say you lived in Easton in the 60s. No, 60s is a terrible time frame. Let's say you grew up in the...
I say 80s and up, yes. I say 80s and down, no.
80s and down, they weren't a fan of smoking pot? Even in the 1960s, the psychedelic age.
All right, hippie movement down.
When did the hippie movement end?
Ended late 70s.
So, I'm gonna say, because I feel like there was
from 2000
way more split between the people who did drugs and the people who didn't do drugs.
I think around 2000.
Well, in the 70s, people were just doing flat out like MDMA and meth. Like,
all right, well, let me phrase it this way. Okay.
I smoke weed when you can.
Smoking weed is way more prevalent in 2021 than it was in 2005.
Yes.
Fair.
That was my whole point the entire time.
Okay.
The whole point was if you go back to like 2005, it wasn't anywhere near as popular, so I think...
it was illegal. They didn't have like
exactly.
Crap like
so
that
when people actually did it, they didn't... Even if they could, which they didn't have it back then, but even if they had like an Instagram back then, they wouldn't post about it because they wouldn't feel the need to.
Yeah.
Because they know that just doing it alone is enough.
MySpace.
Yeah. But now if you smoke it, it's very common. And also they want people to recognize...
that post that shit too.
Yeah, they want people to recognize that they smoke.
Stoner. Like...
They want people to recognize it, and then they also want to turn the whole being a stoner thing into being a
personality trait.
They want to turn that into a person, but then they also want to make it so instead of being a stoner, it's now that they're I'm psychotic, I'm depressed.
Breed of human.
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that. I'm so depressed all the time. Oh, I want to die all the time. Blah blah blah. Jesus. I have to smoke the pain away. Oh, my daddy does this, and my mommy does that. Blah blah blah. And then 9 times out of 10, it's just like a white kid who lives in a suburban neighborhood.
Right.
Grew up with a dog, a cat, brother, sister, mom, dad.
Their family prepares a nice dinner with like awesome table manners. You're just like,
Dad's a lawyer, mom's a nurse.
I have to pee real quick, guys. I've been holding.
You do this shit. I've watched your videos. You do this shit at least once a video.
Dude, I have to.
He tells all of his guests to pee, and then like they never have to go, and that he himself he never.
I peed before this.
Yeah, I always have to pee. I don't know how people hold it. I can't.
You just don't have to pee.
Well, and I like to get like the bang in the cups and shit like that. So, good. Continue though.
Drink this whole water.
I drank about that much.
That's a lot of water.
That's why I gotta pee, bro.
Okay.
See, that's why you're drinking a lot of water, boy.
Okay.
All right, Kenny, what topics you want to get into?
On
a smoke break.
Oh yeah, we are on a smoke break. Cigarettes should come back. They should. The only thing I don't like about pot is that, well, the kids who smoke it are annoying. So I want them to smoke cigarettes.
So you can get the real pot smokers there.
No, because if they're gonna smoke and be annoying, I at least want to know that they get cancer.
Oh my fuck! I did not know you were gonna take that route. But
no, I am. They're really annoying. I don't like.
Well, I mean, cigarettes, you literally vaporize tar in your lungs. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel.
I mean, you look at like vape, like that's not.
It's low key. It's low key the same deal with vaping too.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It's like no.
Not even low key. It is.
Vaping isn't safe at all. But
25 years, there's gonna be a report coming out. Kids who smoked a Juul pod every day now have chronic lung cancer, and
yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Oh, for sure. No, I mean it's the same thing. Like if you ask someone what's in a dab pen, they couldn't tell you everything in it. At least with a cigarette, you can...
Even on the like ingredients label, like on like those cartridges, they don't have everything written on that.
That even if you read it, you wouldn't understand half the words. 'Cause it's all these scientific terms. But yeah, no, I think you know, leave them out.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, like, if you go back in time, I bet people who smoked cigars were seen as annoying the whole time. People who...
What, during like the people who smoke cigarettes and cigar wars, those kind of things?
like you know, just like in the 50s, people who smoked cigars all the time. I bet they were seen as annoying.
Yeah, in the 40s, they thought that smoking cigarettes was healthy for you.
Yeah, well, when I think those people who were annoying with like cigarettes and cigars and stuff, I think people were really happy to find out that they were getting cancer and dying.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Now people don't do it as much. No, but so yeah, I hope they would switch over to thing. I hope they come out with a vape that just gives you cancer. And the kids all...
Cancer, vape.
That would be the lamest death ever. Dying
yeah,
vape cancer.
I smoked I smoked vape in high school. Now I have cancer.
Besides that, they just kind of smell...
What, the vapes?
No, just like junkies in general.
I think vapes low-key, like, I don't, like, this is gonna
like,
sound fucking
no,
weird. I think they smell low-key nice.
I mean like kids who are always like smoking weed and drinking. They just have bad hygiene half the time.
I could not picture myself with bad hygiene. I hope there's never been a period of my life where I've smelled bad. I don't think there has been.
Is that your deepest fear?
No. That's not it. Deepest fear is not being able to provide for my family. Like being broke when I'm older.
Your microphone's unplugged.
What
I don't know how long it's been.
Probably a while.
Oh,
I just feel like being poor is like awful.
No.
Struggling?
You're poor. Here's what you do.
not like
break the law.
Why?
Not like poor, but like struggling.
Yeah, that's when you.
That must be horrible. I would never. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I'd wish cancer on those cigarette smokers. But
really?
I hate junkies. So.
Why do you hate junkies?
They're annoying.
Your definition of junkie might be different than his.
My definition of junkie is someone who can't go 5 minutes without doing some type of substance and is really obnoxious, and their whole personality revolves around them being a junkie.
Future guests.
Oh.
Yeah, so, like, if, let's say we were to gather all the junkies in Easton and, like, throw a rock on them, a really big one.
Molest them.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be upset if we just kind of crushed them with a boulder.
Wow.
They're annoying.
Wow.
Yeah, they smell bad, they're annoying.
I was gonna
weave them out.
I think it's their personality.
I wanted to...
Social media would be much more fun
they dress
without
a certain way too. Like them with like, their drug rugs that they put on.
Oh, they wear sweatpants and same clothes.
I like the drug rug sweatshirt, but like I don't want to be seen as a stoner because of it.
Oh, you know what I hate?
I just like the look of them.
I hate when stoners get like sweatshirts and it'll be like a Care Bear smoking a joint or something.
The smoking sweatshirt.
It'll be like Stewie and Brian hitting bongs.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's the fucking lamest shit. It's
that's
like
so cool.
It's Rick and Morty. And
so cool.
What's the other one?
Imagine like
South Park.
South Park.
So cool.
Simpsons.
It's amazing.
Simpsons. Yeah.
Yeah, Bart.
It's a great product. 100%.
People who like
I'm gonna hang it on these walls.
People who legitimately
people who
think
buy like ashtrays where it's like Bart Simpson with the skateboard with like a J in his hand, like red eyes, like
they get like a Mr. Meeseeks fucking.
Well,
bomb.
the thing is that you know that they have that. Why do you know that they have that?
Because they fucking post about
exactly,
it.
Yeah,
exactly. Like
they're trying to show it off.
I
like
think it's
important.
cool. And if you showed me it, You know, I think it would be cool, and
crap that, like,
but like,
isn't, like worth the
you know, and the worst part is like if you look at like someone posts like a bong or something on their story, it's never fucking clean. It's just gross.
Dirty piece
it's
of shit.
dirty. It's got water in it still. You can tell.
Water.
Yeah, hot dog water. You can tell like they've been using it like every 5 minutes.
Right. Weed too, because like the fucking.
You can tell everyone in their neighbor has hit it at least once. You know, you can tell that they probably scratch themselves all the time because they're going through withdrawal.
They hit it like
yeah, they deep throat it pretty much, and it's like, why do we want to see your disgusting? And their rooms are all these like untidy, and it's like,
and it's got some like thick rug that always has crap in it.
Yeah,
and thick beige rug that always.
And there's
has crap
always
in it.
the smell is
really
always
specific.
horrible.
If you're watching this and you have a beige rug with crap in it, and you have a stoner personality, please change.
Yeah. Oh, if you have like if you walk into your room and there's still like little bits of like weed on your like desk or on your rug or anything, you need to no, they shouldn't get help. I'd say get help, but then that gives them something.
I thought you were about to say kill yourself.
No, that'd be too easy.
Jesus.
I don't know. Hit yourself with a doorknob.
Stub your toe.
No, that's not enough either.
Stub your toe with a nail.
You guys really need to stop.
Put your head through a window.
Put your head in a microwave.
No, put your head through a window, like through the glass.
Rip off your fingernails.
Chop off
your pinky.
Your pinky.
I wanted to talk about
get rid of a pinky.
Something during the Biden
speech.
No, get rid of this finger. The
pointer.
So because how you gonna they can do that, I guess, but yeah, cut off. No, cut off the thumb. Both thumbs. Oh, cut off these 3 fingers. To leave them with these 2. And
no, just cut off these 2.
Jesus Christ.
3. Oh, okay.
So what are you gonna do with that?
These 3?
So
no.
For people that are listening,
these 2,
they're just holding up different fingers and talking about which ones
so you can keep
they
these
should
3.
get rid of.
You can keep these 3. But that's it. We'd all look
the
like
thumb and the pointer finger need to go. Just they have to.
Yeah. We'd all have 8 fingers.
Wow.
We could be just like John Dobbin.
Yeah. I knew it was gonna go there. Thank you. I'm disabled, boys.
Yo, an hour and 7 minutes in, first finger joke. We got
disability.
We got like 12 more to make up.
Bang.
Well, you know, no body shaming, but when it comes to John Dobbin's fingers, the girls go wild.
Fucking shit. I've just
3 fingers of doom, baby.
It's like numbing pain at this point. It's just like I've been so used to that shit. It's just like it doesn't faze me anymore.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Do you think they're funny at all? Are there any that get you off guard, that make you laugh, or are they just all you've heard them all? Yeah, every single one you've heard.
You know who's very creative with them, and I'll give him a lot of credit. Noah Bolito.
Okay.
He's very creative.
Yeah.
With his jokes.
He probably ate the 2 that I'm
He's listening right now.
He is?
He is listening.
All right, yeah, well, shout out to Noah Bolito for the original joke. I actually appreciate that whenever he says it. Like, when someone says, like, 3 fingers, I kind of get mad. Like,
right.
It's so
like,
easy.
Come on.
Like, it's so easy. Like,
when they say Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, that's another basic
Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Dobbin power.
It's such a basic joke. Like,
it is.
If you're gonna make fun of someone, you gotta make it creative. It's like, like you dress that way because your dad beats the shit out of you, but you feel like a piece of garbage.
It's so funny that all girls that post about body shaming.
I've never posted about John Dobbin's fingers.
No, they'll openly.
Here's the thing.
About
here's what they'll do.
Know them.
They'll make fun.
I know. Oh my god.
Yeah, they'll
make fun of Dobbin's fingers. They'll make fun of some guy's height if they're too short. And they'll make dick sizes.
I say one thing about their weight.
God forbid a guy doesn't have a 6-pack. You know.
No, Jesus Christ.
Throw
him off board, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm doing this English project on ableism.
Oh, I hate
I have 3 fingers. I can relate. Technically, I'm disabled.
Right.
Technically.
Yeah. Okay.
I never let that shit faze me. I don't say I'm disabled.
But you are.
But I could fall into the category if I really wanted to. If I wanted to be that guy.
Yeah.
But then me calling myself disabled would take away from somebody else who actually suffers.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna let that shit like I'm not gonna ruin someone because of that. I'm not gonna fall myself in the same category. But there has been instances, plenty of times, where people have made fun of me for my body. It's just how it is. It's ableism. End of the day, I don't really let it like kill me so much. Like I don't even get depressed. Like I'm just like whatever. It has been a couple times when I was younger when people did it, and it really set me off.
Yeah.
And I hurt them as a result. But like,
you know, that brings me to another thing. That's why I really hate seeing people complain online. It's because, like, you don't complain about missing fingers. Me, I don't complain about having my condition at all.
well, there's nothing we can do about it.
No, no. It's, you know, I'm not gonna ever start posting about how, oh, I'm dizzy all the time. Oh, blah 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 blah. You know, walking.
Yeah, I remember you were out of my gym class for that one.
Yeah, I don't go to gym anymore.
Was that? I heard it. I heard a rumor, so I didn't even like think about it because I know because if people were to like talk about this shit, like people said like, oh, like John Dobbins' mom like drank in the womb, which just wasn't the case. That was the
what?
It's not even possible. But okay.
That was the one that really like kind of angered me. That one. None of them really pissed me off. But when someone said that one, like that just wasn't cool. You're talking about my mom. You're making fun of me. I mean, it's creative, but like, there's a line. You know what I mean? Like, you're bringing my mom into it, and you're basically saying,
that was the punchline.
Yeah, you know, and I also, there was one time there was someone who, when they heard about it, they told me to just stop being dizzy so much.
Is it a fluid in your ear?
No, so the doctors believed at first that it was caused from an ear infection, because that's what typically the cases are. But now they're thinking, they think that my inner ear, which is located around here and around here,
it's like the cheekbone area.
Yeah. So my inner ear, they think that was damaged somehow, and that's what causes my dizziness.
So is it like permanent?
They're hoping that I am able to
Heal yourself out of it.
Yeah, but I've had it for 6 years now,
Yes.
so you know, and I've been on the meds and whatnot, so you just kind of got to take it step by step.
Yeah.
Do you feel any better?
I feel not. Well, here's the thing. The big thing isn't getting rid of the dizziness right now. It's mainly just learning to live with it.
Right.
So, like, compared to like 7th grade when I first got it, 7th grade I couldn't, bear it because I didn't have any medication. I wasn't used to it. I didn't have any coping mechanisms. I wasn't seeing anybody about it. Versus now, where I have a psychologist, psychiatrist, doctors, neurological doctor, all these different things.
Right.
And
was it as
I have a
bad
lot
as a point to which you were falling over? Was it ever that bad?
Yeah. I mean, there's no. So some days I'll wake up and I'll feel fine. Other days I'll wake up and I'll be kind of off balance, and then there are some times where I can't really walk, so I have to just kind of sit down for.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll have to go to bed. I'll just lay down.
Some things I struggle with is weightlifting.
Yeah. Well, you went vegan for a little bit, right?
Vegetarian.
Yeah. Okay. So you went vegetarian.
Went vegetarian for a year, just to see if that did anything.
Yeah.
And I don't think it really did anything. So I still I still eat like vegan foods or vegetarian foods that I really like, but I'm starting to have more meats again. Right. Like a chicken here and there and whatnot.
Underrated meat, chicken, fish. Those two are the most underrated.
Yeah. How do you feel? Steak. Do you feel any better after you started having these meats? Like, was there?
Have you noticed any differences?
No, nothing. No, I don't think when people say, like, I think the majority of the time it isn't that you're actually feeling better physically. I think the majority of the time it's mentally you feel better.
Okay.
Like, oh, I'm not eating animals, I'm not harming animals, blah blah blah. So you feel better about yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, I felt pretty much the same. I only did it as like a thing just to make sure that I was trying everything I could.
Right. Well, that's a good way to experiment.
Yeah. So
Did you ever try like something like keto or other like stuff like that, like keto diets or like?
I've tried a couple diets.
Like sugars and crap like that.
Yeah, a lot, and nothing really change. The best thing really is exposure therapy and exercise.
Yeah.
So that's why if you ever see me
back into exercising so bad.
I just started recently going to the gym. I'm struggling to walk.
Yeah,
My legs hurt so bad. I couldn't lift a fucking doll.
Yeah.
My legs now. It's weird.
I've been exercising for the past month now.
How do you feel?
Pretty good. That's why I've been able to go to school.
Exercising is great for your mental health.
Yeah.
You feel like shit during it, but like after
that's what
feels good feeling.
My dizziness is like it peaks like when I'm done. Like if I get off the treadmill, I can't really walk at all. I just kind of have to sit there for a little bit. But like then, when it comes time to like go to school or something, just doing the motion of like just walking a lot or running and stuff like that helps when it comes time to walk around the hallways and stuff. And then that's why I walk around the hallways every day.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not meeting
my weightlifting, the most annoying thing isn't actually the finger count. It's this crap right here. I have an excess crap right here.
Yeah.
So whenever I weightlift, I bend my fingers. See that?
Yeah.
And it always pinches it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pain in my hand.
Yeah.
So I can't lift it. So like if I'm pulling something down, I gotta pull it down like
yeah.
this.
Have you ever tried like tape or anything like that?
No. I probably should though. I feel like that at least like press it down to the point where I can actually like bend it without it pinching. But who knows?
My biggest thing was the exercise and like the mental health thing is that it was really funny freshman year of high school. I went like dedicated my entire life to my body. My entire life. Like I got up in the morning, religiously worked out, ran a mile, did weightlifting.
Those workout videos you showed me.
Yeah, I did workout videos. There were just different things I would do. I worked out 6 out of 7 days a week, consistently for 4 months, I would say. And then I ended up in a mental health hospital, and I ended up like the most suicidal and like the most depressed episode I've ever been in, ever. And I felt so lost.
Was that because of the working out, or was that?
I have no idea what it was really. I mean,
sometimes it's just a thing that happens.
I got like school became super overwhelming. Like I was dedicating my life to school. I wasn't using at all, completely done, and I like went completely off the rails, and I literally had like nothing. And my therapist wasn't really intact. I don't know if I was on medication. I wasn't really on that much medication. This might have been when I started medicating. It was like a super weird time, and it was at the time when I was working out the most, paying the most attention to school, trying to do the right thing the most, and it was like broke like faith and like so many things.
If I were you, I would try it again.
Yeah, I mean, I will slowly.
If the same ends happen,
yeah,
then that's just the cause. I mean, 2 out of 2, 100%.
Yeah,
if you're working out and you're bettering yourself and you feel great about it, I mean,
I went hard. Is part of the problem. I think is that like I went from not working out at all in like 8th grade in like middle school to dedication, like becoming obsessed with my body.
That's what I'm doing
like
with
4 months and
Colin right now. Is I'm slowly integrating my body back into working out, getting in a routine, actually eating more meals. I haven't really been eating lately, but like
I kind of did like a similar thing in freshman year, but it wasn't for like working out. It was like trying to better my condition.
Yeah.
And that's why I was out of school for so long. Because I was out of school because it was just really bad. And there was like a period of like a few months where I didn't really leave my room all that much or anything like that. Because I've kind of felt like I didn't have a handle on it at all. I didn't know how to handle it. Didn't know how to cope with it. So I just thought that I wouldn't be able to like go out like anywhere really for like a while.
We were in that guidance office for a little bit, me and you.
Yeah,
when I snapped my leg.
That was in middle school.
8th grade year, yeah.
Yeah, that was in middle school. But by the time,
and Amani was there.
Yeah, and by the time 9th grade rolled around, it was like at an all-time low. So I kind of just didn't leave the room for a while. So, and I think it's because I put myself. I think it's because I put too much effort in and expected too much.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I put too much effort in. It's I put in too much expectations.
Yeah.
Because it took me a while to realize that you can't think that it's just gonna be. You can't give it 100%, and then expect it to be 100% done or 100%.
Yeah. You can't go off of 0% to 100%. You're just gonna burn yourself out.
Yeah, but yeah, and you can't expect like 100%. Completion. You can't expect something to just go away 100%.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what I've learned.
So now it's kind of like trying to take it down.
Yeah, what I'm concerned with,
it's like a 70.
This thing at least, is like, what's like my adult life gonna be like?
Oh, I don't know what mine's gonna be like.
I've never really thought of it, like how people are gonna view me in society.
No, how
girls are gonna perceive me when I'm older.
I don't know where I'm gonna live. That's kind of my thing.
I don't know where I'm gonna live.
My thing, because
I have an idea of the field that I'm gonna be in for my work.
Yeah, where do you want to go to?
Finance, business. It's where all the money is now. Stocks, bonds, brokerages, crap like that. That's where literally like all the money is.
Don't a bunch of like
example
stockbrokers.
GameStop. That GameStop shit, like that literally like just showed how much money is in that. When maybe 100,000 people on Reddit decide, hey, I'm gonna buy a GameStop stock.
1% of GameStop or 1% of Reddit bought stocks for GameStop. It was only 1%.
Really?
You know how many users are on Reddit?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
let's say there's 2 million users. That's like what, 2,000? Even more than that?
Yeah, but imagine how much damage they did, and it's just
collectively,
and it's just 1%.
Yeah.
Imagine if 2%.
It'd be even.
Oh my
God. The GameStop stock was like 2,000% at one point.
Mm-hmm.
You put in $100 or initially, 2,000%.
Jesus Christ, it's so much money.
200, either 20 or 2,000, 100,000. I'm not really doing
no
math
math.
right now.
No math right now.
I have homework every single night for school.
I
never get a break.
I wanted to talk about that too. Is that the one of the kids or something put in a complaint, one of the adults, I think, or something like that. They called the school and they said, my kid is not getting enough homework on Wednesdays, and they're just sitting around and not doing much. Like,
I have 2 theses as to why this is happening.
Yeah.
One, student. The kid's probably just not doing the work.
Yeah, second, exactly. And just lying.
He may be in low-level classes where kids are actually struggling, or maybe he's in a level that he shouldn't be at, and he's getting work that a normal student in that level class would find difficult and time-constraining. But he does not.
There was a petition that was put up by the students that was signed by almost 200.
I was a signer.
I signed.
I was a signee.
I did too.
And I wrote a comment.
200.
I wrote a comment. I was like
200 kids that were willing to present themselves.
How many kids are in all the range?
1,000.
1,000. Okay, so you got
1,200.
I timed myself every time I had homework.
1,200. All right, so that's
on average. I took
that's a sixth.
A sixth.
That's a lot.
Let's say that is so many fucking percentage.
That's
one
and that's for the kids that actually saw it.
Well,
that's for the kids that actually saw it.
And wait, but that's so you had 1,200 kids overall. 200 have a problem with it, and it only took how many parents? 1 or 2 parents? It took 2 parents to get this.
It's obvious what's going on
change.
here.
So that means
have more power.
That 1/60th of a person, or 1/60th of the population, was able to get all this stuff changed.
Less than that.
Oh yeah.
1/600th maybe.
And the idea that they're just continue to tell us that you are a part of the school. Like, we care about your intake of the school, and
and they all talk about how matters. They're all like, hey, we get that this is a tough time, mental health, everything. Like my math teacher does that. She makes us fill out like this silly form.
Math? Miss Walker.
Why?
We don't like to use names.
Names here, buddy boy.
Yeah, just in case we get
names.
locked down real quick.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
that's Miss Walker. Yeah, she doesn't really exist. That's just a fake name.
You said that because of Paul Walker, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
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 I did not know that.
Oh, well, there you go. No, but like I have a math teacher and she makes us fill out these form things and then she's like assigning like 80 delta mass, 5.
Is it the well-being checks?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to do the well-being checks and then we have like
Are you
4.
in algebra 2?
Yes. And then we have 4. What are those stupid
Ed puzzles?
Ed puzzles.
Gets even worse in pre-calc, guys. Trust me, it's just straight up not a vibe.
We got 6 fucking delta mass. We got 2 quizzes and a project. And then she's like, "How's your mental health, well-being reflection?" And I'm like, "Fuck you, piece of shit."
I had a project.
Give me less work.
Okay, let's work.
Yeah, like 1 out of 10. I'm like 2.
Yeah,
I had a
it's like-
project
and
recently.
then they're
with
like,
her.
I just
Okay,
put a
let's
picture of a
continue with it.
shotgun in it.
Let's continue the lesson. Let's continue the lesson. Like, what the fuck is going on here? You just asked me how I was. I told you I'm suicidal. We're just gonna move on.
Well, because as long as they can say I asked, that's good enough for them.
Yeah.
They don't care what you say as long as they can say they asked.
Yeah, she's the only one of my teachers that do that.
That's so
mental health
true.
stuff,
That's so true. They don't give a fuck. They just want to be able to say that they asked.
Yeah, that's why people put BLM on their stories and everything. It's not because they really give a shit. It's just because they want to be able to say that they did it.
Dude, I wanna be able to like actually corner.
Bio.
We did it, guys. We did it.
Let me read this person's.
Did you ask
Guys,
your students?
guys,
I asked my students.
guys,
all my kids say they wanted to kill themselves.
Guys, can I just tell you something?
What did yours say?
Can I just tell you something? I support the LGBT community.
Oh,
It's out there. It's out
fuck
there.
Tim Dillon though.
It's out there. It's out there. All right.
Tim Dillon's not.
Now that it's out
he's
there.
an outcast.
Wait, but now that it's out there, let me make a bunch of gay jokes real quick.
Dude, oh my god, that's so true. That's a good example, actually.
Yeah, you can't make jokes about black people. Well, yes, you can, as long as you put BLM in your profile, and then you repost Black History Month stuff. Oh, Black History is ridiculous too.
You think it is?
Imagine
Well, the idea that
no,
it
imagine
wasn't-
that you're black and you're told we're gonna give your guys, we're gonna give black people 1 month of the year to be celebrated, and they give you the shortest month of the year.
Did you know that that's why they did it?
Yeah.
Well, the idea, I was kind of
And then
like,
white people are online like, yeah, this is amazing. We love Black History Month. And it's like, I guarantee if you ask any black person about it, they're going to tell you it's stupid and they wish that they had the whole year like everybody else. There's no Asian History Month. There's no White History Month. There's no Jewish History Month. There's nothing like that. It's because we don't have a month. We just celebrate throughout the year. Same thing with black people.
yeah,
Like, get rid of Black History Month. Just have it be
yours
year-round.
got unplugged again. It was just a second. We got your whole rant there. Maybe the last couple words. It's all good.
But give them the whole year is what I pretty much am saying. Don't give them a month, give them a year. If you're gonna give them a month, please at least make it 31 days instead of 28.
Yeah, it's so well. That was the initial thing. Is that during like segregation, they were like, okay, we can't give you like the full year, but we can give you the shortest month of the year, and the coldest, and all this other things to talk about your stuff. But like at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm white. Like, like how can I stand on this? Like,
They basically were told you get 4 weeks. Exactly 4 weeks to be celebrated. And that's that. What about white people? Year round. We get all the weeks. You guys, 4. It's ridiculous. And then to have white people say, it's brilliant. It's a great idea. I love it. It's my favorite month of the year. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, this isn't
they should do an
fun.
annual vote. Like,
Didn't you see?
something.
Did you ever see Morgan Freeman?
yeah, Morgan Freeman's so against it.
Yeah.
And he brings up really concrete
like if
reasons.
if you like Black History Month, and like just go watch what Morgan Freeman said about it, and you'll completely change your mind on the whole entire concept of it, and you'll realize that it does so much more harm than it does good, and it's overall just a ridiculous idea that was put in place by people who really didn't care about Black history whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I mean. But no one's going to do that because they don't care as long as they get to say that they said, I love Black History Month. I said it. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not racist. I swear, guys.
Going
please.
back to what we were saying,
Guys, I'm
like,
not racist. Please, believe me. Come on. I have black friends. Please.
we really trailed off there. We were talking about the school and the 1/6 thing. What did that get up to? I know it got up to 200.
Oh, it's probably past that by now.
Yeah, so,
I wanna. Can I look it up?
so
Yeah,
this
look
is
it up.
this girl's TikTok.
Okay.
Why are we talking about TikTok? Does
This
TikTok
is
matter?
her TikTok bio. It's stupid as shit.
Does TikTok matter though?
It's the bio literally just BLM and then some like other catchphrase that I'm not aware of. It's like a acronym. It looks like. Let me see. Let me see what it means.
Petition to sign.
Oh, sorry. It's a Harry Styles album. That's my.
What is
Hey,
it?
Fucking
Petition.
Well,
to
there you
sign
go. They
all
put it in their
names.
bio just to say that they had it in
Yeah,
their bio,
I'm
and then they put something that they actually like next to it.
Yeah, I'm a fucking doofus for that one, but.
But now going back to the school, adding more work due to a very small.
And then, as
minority.
a result, 1 in 3 students are actually failing a class. I was in one of those 3 things, so I didn't turn in something for history because there was only 2 grades. But I turned it in, and I got that up to 100. But
Yeah, 1 out of 3 kids are
I
failing, but
I do 4 hours of homework every night. I do. I hate it. I hate it. There's nothing I can do about it. The school's not going to listen to me. Take your pain and move on
Well,
with
here's
life.
the thing. 1 out of 3 kids are failing, but 4 out of 5 kids are smart and should be passing.
Yes.
There's more kids more kids should be passing.
I think even higher ratio than that.
Probably.
9 out of 10 kids should be passing.
Yeah.
Even higher than that. Hell, 19 out of 20 kids should be
Can't find the
passing
petition?
No.
every class. Passing every class.
I can't
That
find
counts as a D.
Where
A
would
D
it-
up, which is
Like,
a passing
wh-
grade.
that's-
Well,
Actually,
here's-
the other
you know what,
problem
I'm
with
sorry.
this. Where do these fucking
You know what, I'm
petitions
sorry, Kenny.
go?
I'm gonna go on a limb here.
Okay.
Like I don't see 'em
100% of the
anywhere.
kids at OA should be passing. 100%. That counts as a D. Do just above half your work.
I can't fucking find this petition, bro.
I swear, 100% of kids should
I
be
know
passing. at least.
200 kids signed it, and it's just not.
Probably got taken down, honestly.
Yeah, they like to get stuff like that.
Like there was this
like
one
Easton
where it was
Moms.
like, and Easton Moms. I signed that crap because they wrote an article
Oh,
about me.
I signed that. I signed that up mad quick.
I signed that so fast. They wrote an article about me like when I was like, when did we hang
It's so
around Mike's
crazy.
house?
I hope they write an article about this podcast.
They wrote an
we'll
article
get
about
on
me.
there.
I was
So
not,
3 students called
you know
Easton
Sheridan
Moms
Street?
lazy fat bitches the other day, and we didn't like that
Oh my
terminology.
So if anybody doesn't know, there's a literal Facebook page.
well,
It's a group.
It's a
group.
Facebook group.
Facebook has these things called groups. I don't really use Facebook, but my understanding is it's anywhere from like, I don't know, like 10 to like 100, maybe even more, like 200 people.
Yeah.
And literally, it's almost like a forum. And you just post about, like, in this case, it's Easton Mass Mom, so we post about crap that goes on in Easton. But it's Easton Mom, so it obviously is the stupidest shit
Right.
that goes on. So one time I had an article written about me. You know Sheridan Street right by my house where that
Yeah.
intersection is?
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't.
I don't care if people know my address. Like, honestly, like, you can just come there at this point.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. Just some stupid looking kid.
Yeah, just a kid who will literally just be sitting playing Call of Duty. Like, if you want to rob him, shame on you.
Okay.
There's a lot other nicer house that you could be robbing.
Okay.
But, anyways,
Like
That-
this one.
that street, fuck, that street, it's very straight, right?
Yeah.
So sometime, and my street just got repaved, so it's very smooth. So when I was like, whenever we were hanging around Mike's house, so 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I don't know when this was. It was in middle school because it's definitely when it was. I was riding my bike without a helmet. I went past the park there, and someone sniped a photograph of me and said, "Someone put your kid on a leash," or something among those lines. And I don't know. I didn't really care because I was like, all right, this person actually has nothing better to do to be sniping pictures of little kids on bikes. But it just didn't sit right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there was a thing where
And then they were posting
with my
about like
mom-
Liz Weber too and shit like that.
Oh yeah, well they do that all the time.
Yeah, but she deserves it.
There was a thing with my mom where, like, she was flashed by a kid, and then she talked about it on Facebook Moms, like, is this happening to anyone else? And then they came, like, after her for sharing her story. It was so crazy. It's like, it was so stupid and so dumb, and, like, the way they communicate on there is just, like, not healthy, and the fact that, like, a group of moms is all
children
together and talking about
and they
other
also
people's
they
kids
also like make
publicly.
They make comments about sometimes, like, if a girl were to post something on their Instagram story,
sluts.
They make
They
comments.
said that about homecoming when those girls, when
Yeah.
all the girls in the school were coming up with dresses.
That's kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Is like knowing that grown women are literally sitting inside typing on a keyboard about women's bodies.
This wasn't
It's
even,
so disgusting.
That wasn't even the
Like,
worst
get a fucking
part.
life.
That wasn't even the worst part about that.
I mean, even then, it's like how could you even, like, just sit there and know to yourself?
Pride yourself on it.
Yeah, like, how could you live knowing that you sit around, bitch and moan online, and make fun of women's bodies, and that's your life. That's what you've become.
That's what you do.
Back to this homecoming story. The person who made the original post said something along the lines of, like, I'm not quoting this at all, so please don't cancel me.
Call the paraphrase.
Paraphrasing, among the lines of, they deserve to be raped.
What?
Not even kidding. Like, if
You're fucking bullshitting.
I'm not kidding. I swear to my memory, it was something of, like,
Something. It was probably
if
something
you're dressing like that, you deserve what happens to you, or something like that.
It was probably something like, if it happens to
What do you
them, it's their
expect?
fault. Something like that.
Yeah, like, what do you expect, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And how are you saying that about minor children when you're like 30?
Imagine you say that and then it actually happens.
You're
Would you have that? Would you have that same energy? Would you have that same? Would you say that out loud?
Yeah,
I
would
guess.
you?
Don't say
Like,
that
would you say that to their
and I hate
parents?
That's why I hate
to their
like,
kid's face?
That's why I hate when, like, you hear, like, a kid gets in trouble for saying fuck or something, and then you have, like, grown adults in the Eastern community who are literally saying that if a girl wants to dress nice and look pretty for a homecoming dance, that if she gets raped, like, it's her fault or whatever.
Homecoming, you are supposed to look a little spicy too. It's homecoming.
It's one night of the year that you decide.
You have fun, bruh.
Yeah, you decide to dress the way that makes you feel good about yourself. If you decide to show more skin than others, that's not a problem. As long as you're comfortable with what you're wearing.
They're not fully naked, too.
No, I mean, it's like disgusting.
If they were like if something was popping out or like they were fully naked, then I'd be like, yo.
Time out.
All right, if the boob is, like, hanging, like, if it accidentally like drips out, then yeah, you'd walk over to them and you'd say, like, your boob was out, can you please?
No, you
put
don't
it away?
even say that.
Come on.
You literally just walk up to them and go.
I don't know if you
That's
do that.
sexual assault.
Yeah,
man.
that's just like, you just
Act
grow
of
up
kindness is
and
sexual
just
assault.
you just go up, grasp them and hold them for them. It's just
I wasn't saying grab. I was saying grab like the jacket. And just pull it over.
Yeah, you kind of made that motion a little bit.
Like football tackle them too.
No.
Dance floor, just someone getting like literally decked, like middle of the dance floor.
I want to talk about this with you, John. What were we talking about?
The school
Easton Mass moms.
Oh no, Facebook moms.
Facebook.
Yeah,
well,
they were talking about They also, going back to Facebook's moms, they
Facebook's mom. What's her name?
Easton Mass mom.
Got him.
Facebook Easton Mom
Post me if you
group or whatever. They also complained that seniors were smoking cigars,
at the graduation.
At the graduation,
which is tradition,
bro. My god,
long old tradition.
I live on the
you know what?
strip where they start.
I want to do crack on graduation, honestly. Like, fucking bring out the fucking coke.
Well, now that weed's legal,
most of them start the actual cigar smoking right by my house. So, like, if anybody's going to complain, it's going to be my family. I personally love the smell of cigars. Whenever I see those seniors walking, I always, like, when I was younger, I always used to come out and sit there in a lawn chair and just smell the fumes.
Yeah.
It was a sunny day. It was a beautiful day.
And it's not like they're addicted to. It's like this one
time,
and they never do it again because it's just supposed to be. It's one moment to symbolize that they are an adult now.
Right.
Actually, you know what I heard?
Silly little thing
I heard the reason why they do it is because it gives a sense. You know how like the 5 senses, like sight, hearing, tasting. It gives them a scent or a taste. Touch. Yeah, like touch and stuff. It gives them like a taste so they can remember the memory better.
Okay.
And actually, like the psychology behind it. Like,
I see what you're saying.
Like you smell,
associate a memory with a scent is what you're saying.
And a touch and a feel and a taste. Like you can, whenever you think it's a cigar now, after you've done that, you'll remember.
You smell someone. You smell like cigar smoke. You're like, wow, my graduation.
You touch a cigar.
Awesome of a day that
you
was.
Think of that. You smell it. You see it.
It's not the most healthy option, but like
it takes you back to it. And doing it once isn't.
I love the smell of cigars.
It's not going to do a damn thing if you smoke one cigar.
No.
I mean, Schwarzenegger's been smoking stogies ever since
the 80s.
Yeah, ever since his wife's father.
The Terminator.
Got him into stogies.
Terminator.
I'm not like a little girl. I stalk my stogies. I don't need the hiding spite like you. It's like, cool. He likes stogies. Yeah, he's been smoking stogies. He's still the Terminator, dude.
And he became the governor of California.
Dude, he became governor of California after like 20 years of smoking stogies.
He was just like, fuck you.
I'm an actor,
so
you know.
Sick.
Want me for governor?
And the idea that, like, it's just one cigar. The idea that they were complaining about that.
They almost need something. They really need something.
Do you think that we can get our grade together to do a shot? We all have a.
They always want to take away
in our pocket
any form of fun or freedom or something like that.
They have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Piece of gum on the
And that goes back to how the girls were dressing at homecoming. Like,
it did not affect them at all.
They had one night out of the whole year to just dress the way they wanted to, dress nicely, show themselves off.
And now they're pressured not to.
And and then they get.
And how dumb is it now? It's COVID, where they literally just can't.
Yeah,
they're just unable to.
So now you have to retrospectively you look at that and you think, wow, in the span of 3 years they got one homecoming. And
two.
Oh, okay. Well,
homecomings.
A lot of the
homecoming
people
is always in like November.
Oh well, not a lot of people have gone to both. I think a good amount of kids only went to one.
I've been to every single one.
Well, there's only 2.
Yeah, so every single one.
Both. You say both.
Every single one.
Cool.
Get the fuck out of here.
Been to every. Where you
have 2 singles. Bitch. 2 singles. I went to one. I went to the other. Every single one.
You want to beat the shit out of them after?
Yeah, it's like saying. Thomas Jefferson has been dead for more than 5 years. You're not wrong.
He has.
You're not wrong.
He's been dead for at least 1 year.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And this is Dobbin, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of Dobbin.
Philosophical.
Let's get into what you said at the assembly last year.
Fuck me, I knew this shit was
the
tampon.
The product thing. Alright. Honestly, I did some.
Wait, can you tell the story, Kenny?
I can't even remember what he said.
Alright, guys, basically, more of the story. Don't say shit. Like, when you forget your chain of thought, please just don't say anything.
Wait, was that was the one that I went up to?
Yeah.
They passed
the bill.
They passed this stupid-ass bill. Where
they passed my bill.
Removing.
I had 3 kids. Only 3 kids in the front row.
You were the tampon bill.
No, I wasn't the tampon bill.
Alright.
You were the tampon bill.
Wait,
no, you weren't the tampon.
He just made the comment.
Kate and Kate were the tampon bill.
No, it was Shara and Emily.
Wait, let's not use fucking names here, people.
Fuck.
See, Chris, but here's the thing: when you say that, you're then letting the audience know that we were using fake names. Because for all the audience knows, we could have just been using fake names right now, but you blew the cover, so now they know that we weren't using fake names. But before, they could have thought we were just using fake names. Because we've already established previously earlier in the same episode and many others that we use fake names. So you just blew the cover.
Fuck you, Chris.
You blew the cover. You totally spoiled the fun. You wrecked the flow. And now you're staring. You're laughing. You're laughing. You killed 3 men on that subway and you're laughing?
I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball here, guys.
Yeah,
you're making me and Kenny. You're trying to make us look like the bad guys when it's you.
You're lucky we don't drop you, boy. Let me tell you.
I really fucked this up.
See the K
let's get
push?
back into the story.
I'm the K in the K push. This is my show.
Kenny
Push. It's Kenny's.
Yeah.
Kenny's can take over.
Preference.
I dropped the ball there, guys. What?
Can I be the S in the push? So
what?
You can be the P.
Your name's. Why would you want to?
Your name's John Dobbin.
You could
in
be the
what
D.
way?
What about using code names, Chris?
You could be. Oh,
you're on the podcast. You're giving away.
All right, so let's get back into the story. Opening statement. It's a fucking stupid ass bill.
Yeah.
Like, let's look. On average,
okay.
I looked this stat up after because I felt so humiliated.
Well, you were, and it was wicked funny, and I was laughing. I made a couple memes about it.
Yeah.
They got shared around.
The one with the gun.
No, that was
Boston Massacre one.
Dude, that was me. I made the Boston Massacre.
You made the Boston Massacre. James made the gun. I made the what size is your pussy one.
I know that one.
In the aisles.
So basically, the government.
I made that one. That one was pretty good.
To keep all the senators and House of Representatives in rotation per bill, on average, it's like $500,000. Ridiculous from the beginning. Secondly, the amount of time that shit takes for a tax, which is 6%, 0.006, multiply that by whatever you spend per month. And they said, the average product a person spends per month is $200. All right, 6% of that. It literally, it's fucking $12 out of 200. So it's $212 versus $200 if you cut this tax. If you can't spend the money on the $212, what would make you spend it on the $200? That $12 per month isn't going to save jack shit. Secondly, the more you cut tax from products, the more they raise taxes on the others.
Mm-hmm.
They got to balance it or cut budgeting from something. So, in retrospect, the market value of what you're doing isn't changing anything. I think their bill was more of a message thing rather than a price thing.
Wasn't their message make it free?
Yeah, I think it was make it free.
Yeah.
No, they were saying get rid of the tax.
No, they were saying make it free.
I'm pretty sure they were.
All right, so that's just even more. I'm not gonna say that word. That was just even more
ridiculous.
Stupid.
Okay.
I don't think it's ridiculous. I mean, Scotland did it.
Okay, hold on.
Scotland just did it.
Yeah, Scotland
made it free.
But
they're doing
hold on,
even better.
Hold on.
Yeah, but what about their taxes?
So
taxes are pretty good there.
What's their economy like?
Pretty good.
Their GDP?
Everything there I've heard is pretty good.
Look it up.
Inflation rate, GDP.
I've heard that there's
unemployment.
Nothing really there. You know, they made tampons free.
They wanted free tampons.
Yeah, I think so. And Scotland.
Scotland
made feminine products free.
Why are you making that face though? Like you're acting like that's so unbelievable. Why?
Well, is my underwear free?
Well,
is
no.
A child's diaper free?
No, but this is a specific.
Are Band-Aids free?
I think Band-Aids was a part of their bill, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Band-Aids was a part of their bill.
I swear to God, it was just tampons.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think they also added stuff like Band-Aids and bandages.
I think there was.
I think Scotland did the same thing.
Wait, hold on. There was. Okay, this is really, really confusing because this is a long time ago and we're all trying to recall this.
It's not too confusing.
So,
big brain.
I mean, for people who are trying to keep up, I'm sure they're kind of confused.
If you're confused right now, it's your own fault.
An assembly.
Your parents failed.
Like a bunch of bills were set up. I think that there was probably. Hold on. I bet there probably was a bill that was set to give away the tax. Like to relieve the tax of tampons.
Oh no! Hold on.
And then there probably was.
Wait. There was.
I think there was two bills.
Oh, wait, hold on. The whole budget and tax thing. I think you're getting that confused with the military one.
Nope.
Are you sure? Because there was a military one where they wanted to cut fundings and stuff like that, and that one didn't pass. And I remember some kid was like, "So you don't like our troops?"
Scotland tampons. Just say that.
Free feminine products, stuff like that.
GDP. $205 billion. And that we gotta be retrospective to their exports. It's a lot of malt distilleries and crap like that.
Well, that and the size of
Scotland. The size of the nation, population, 900.
So that's not too bad. I don't think so.
$205 billion. I think it could be better.
I mean, it's not.
Search up England GDP. Good comparison.
It's not a great comparison. Scotland's a part of England.
No, it's not.
Or the United Kingdom, I should say. No, wait, no, it is.
Scotland's not a part of England.
Yeah, they look that up too, Chris.
It's not. It's a part of the United Kingdom. It's not part of England.
I can't spell for shit. I always hate typing.
See, that's the fucking numbers for you guys.
Wait, Chris, look up, is Scotland a part of England?
It's not.
Just look it up for me.
It's not. They're both different countries. It's a country that includes Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay.
Its official name, the United Kingdom, Great Britain, and Northern Ireland.
Yep. So, it's not, but
look at those
their
numbers.
GDP is not nearly as good as
They did
England.
something where...
Look at population of Scotland.
Do you want to look up?
They did something where England and Scotland...
Scotland population.
Scotland,
Population.
Okay.
Unemployment really is not going to be the difference here. 5.4. All right, so that's fine.
They're
So they're doing...
Wow, London is greater than their entire population.
Well,
right.
there's
England's bigger than Scotland.
So look at... It's not, though, in terms of size. It's roughly the same.
So you want to look up Scotland, what, tampon taxes?
Hold on, look up England population.
And then I'll just do the math on my phone.
England population, you can just press the thing, it's already up there. England population, so 5.4. 55, yeah, come on, dude. You can't say that they're the same thing when they literally have a tenth of the population.
All right. 250.
That's
stupid.
That's
250 trillion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Divided by...
It was 5.55.
55?
That's 55 is England.
So
Well,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Okay, that's the England. So watch this. Put the right there. Or actually, hold on. Let me rate that again. 25000. 250 trillion.
I
that's
think
so crazy.
No, I think
England's
it's five.
population is so much bigger than
Scotland.
Scotland's.
Yeah.
Write this down.
Like significantly.
454.
We don't have anything
We're
to
not
write
writing
down.
it down.
There's no.
So just
there's
454.
not-
Let's
we're not
remember
this
that number.
professional here.
GDP per population per
We're
capita.
bullshitting here.
All
We're
right.
making this up as it
And
goes.
Scotland is what? 2.5 billion? 250 billion?
Probably around there.
Actually, no. England was 2.5 trillion. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Scotland was
divided
like
by
250 billion.
55 million is 45. All right, so Scotland's was 250 billion.
And they have a population of
What are they?
5 million.
Is England more capitalism or more communism?
Oh shit, I did that wrong.
Capitalism.
What is Scotland?
Capitalism.
How big are they on capitalism?
Divided by
I don't know.
divided by what is it? 5 million.
Okay.
I doubt that England and or Scotland are.
See, I knew it.
Okay. What is it?
So what did you find out?
England was 45 and Scotland was 40.
Okay, so England's doing better than Scotland.
Yes.
Even though they have a much larger population
I just did the per capita.
per capita. Okay, so they're doing better than Scotland overall.
Yes.
By how much?
Per capita 10
You said it was 40, 45. 45
yeah,
England.
45 England, 40 Scotland.
Okay, so that's not a big difference.
It's not that much.
In terms of per capita and GDP, yes it is. And let's
And
let's
women
do
are
it.
getting
How,
free
though?
tampons.
I mean, you're talking about $1.
And Band-Aids. And bandages.
Yeah, but those are very like small aspects of GDP. So it wouldn't wipe it either way.
So wait, but if you want,
No, well,
but you're
here's the
saying
thing.
it is. But you're saying then what?
Hold on, I think
okay, if you're saying it's not that big of a deal, then why?
Well, I'm just saying
Can't you
England's
add
doing
it
better as a
into-
result. They have those things.
Well, here's the thing. I know that you're saying it's not a big deal. So if it's not a big deal to have, then it's not going to be a big deal to get rid of. Correct?
hold on, I just want to see if this is a real thing.
Yeah, Scotland got rid of the tax tampon.
Scotland, first world to make period products. Yeah, this is fucking real.
Free period
BBC.com.
products. Yeah.
Maybe it says like the economic downfall of it.
I don't know if it would.
Here's
or
the
not.
thing: even if the economy took like a small hit,
And all right,
even if it did, like it's still like just overall, I don't think it's that bad.
So okay, my guess here is
and condoms, come on.
if period products are
Come on, Chris. Scotland won.
Yeah.
No, they won.
They kind of got me.
Hold on.
If
They kind
period
of got me on the
products-
condoms. They got me on the condoms.
Hold on. Tampons, maxi pads, and condoms are all free. In America, you gotta spend like $4 for condoms. You know.
It is expensive.
So
especially
Scotland
in
won.
US.
They're the
I mean,
king.
dude, you pay for food, you pay for water, you pay for electricity.
Okay.
Why should it be any different? You need food to survive. If you don't have it, you'll die.
Right. Well, there are things,
Private companies make tampons.
but there are things
From
like there
from
are
my
stamp
recollection-
Well,
food.
you gotta think of mass production.
From my recollection,
of-
Scotland doesn't
turn
have.
the microphone like that.
From my recollection, I don't believe Scotland has the government tampon company. Maybe they do. I don't know. I didn't look it up. But
All the point
we're
we're
private companies making the tampon. Who's paying for it?
uh
Who's paying for production?
The
government.
government.
So it's not free.
No, it's not free. It's free for the citizens.
And where do you think the government spending comes from?
The people.
People.
So they're inherently paying for it.
Okay.
Inherently paying. Okay, well let me ask you this. Let's say
So-
that the citizens give the money to the government.
I'm sure this tax
Right.
rate in Scotland would be higher.
So no, it's not. I think that was a big thing is that they didn't make it higher. So I mean,
I don't-
here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
So
No
either,
matter
either the
It
Scottish
didn't say on
government
the
is
article.
drowning themselves in debt, or
over tampons and condoms, I think you're
it's an
overreacting.
industry.
It's an
Well, I
industry.
wouldn't say drowning in debt,
It's
but
like
there definitely is
well,
a debt.
that's like saying like the United States is drowning in hot dog debt after they made them free. It's like no, it's a hot dog. No. Oh yeah, I think it was fine.
I
Scotland's doing well. If they were really doing bad, then you would have heard about it. And since you
Yeah,
didn't hear about
I
it,
don't like
that means they're doing pretty good.
what he's saying. I don't. I kind of agree with what he's saying.
Who?
Though, which John, which is
I'll smack you.
the entire industry is now set up by the government. Like the government now owns an industry. I don't think like government should be able to own industries.
There has to be
because-
competition within something.
Yeah, I agree with that
So
too.
giving
Because
a price ceiling, of
right,
freeness,
because we want better condoms for sure. Like we want condoms to
see,
be
when
better.
stuff like that happens, there's a lack of innovation.
Exactly. That is true too. And so there needs to be somewhat of a healthy balance where I think
Well, healthy I mean, well, you got to think about it like this. So, Scotland's government is paying for it, right?
Mhm.
But they're the only people who do this. So when it comes to competition, you got competition everywhere else. It's not like Scotland and everyone else all decided to start paying for it.
Yeah, but the argument is that like no, I guess period product companies or condom product companies are now going to go there because there's no big money there anymore because it's government.
No, but that's
funded.
not going to kill anything. That's not that.
You don't think so
nope,
at all?
Nope, not at all.
All right.
Because I don't think.
Do you think that the period products today are the 100% the most effective way?
I have no clue. I'm not a woman.
I've seen like there's definitely infections because of it. And
I
crap
think
like that.
okay.
Well,
I don't
here's
know
no,
because we're
we-
not all
well,
women,
here's
but
the
I
thing.
think that
When we're-
everything that
when you're
exists
talking
right
about
now
it-
can be innovated.
When
and
you're
can be better.
talking about this, you're talking about it as like an overview. You're saying, well, if Scotland does this, what if everybody else starts doing it? Then there would be
Right.
no innovation. What I'm saying right now is Scotland are the only people doing it right now, and so since
So
they're the only
it's a
people.
smart move on Scotland's part.
Yeah, I'm saying I've never said that it could lead to something or that it could lead to a lack of innovation, but at the same time, Scotland's the only people doing it right now, and I doubt anybody else is going to doing it anytime soon.
Mm.
So there's going to be a long gap
My thing is,
of
that
and there hasn't been a lot of innovation in the past. How much from 80s to now have there really been innovations?
I feel like they have been in condoms. Yeah.
No, let's talk about tampons alone.
I don't know. I don't know about tampons.
See, and condoms right now are like 99%. They're at like 99%
Yeah.
right now. So
I feel
So-
like
The room for
basically-
innovation for condoms is 100%, baby, and I think that's fucking thing. I hate this one.
So
Sorry
basically,
about
I
this.
think that I went over this in economics, but with
we're catching it though.
with
We should get tape, I think, for it or some shit like that.
Where did you say?
Well, I don't know. We don't have any on us right now, but we should. We'll get tape for it one day.
but with Scotland
dad has
doing
them.
this, that means that either we're paying
Yeah, it's
they're paying
working.
a
Okay.
lot of companies for their tampons, or there's only one or two companies that are supplying the population of Scotland their tampons. Then that turns from a perfectly competitive market to a monopoly / natural monopoly / natural oligopoly or whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
So that turns out that takes away all the competition. So
In Scotland, yeah. There's no competition now in Scotland.
yeah. So
But look at the
there's
size of Scotland. Scotland's got 5 million people. That's it.
Mm.
It's only got
but
5
there-
million people.
there's
It's a
no-
smart move
it's-
on Scotland's
So,
part.
yeah,
it
and
is.
that's all I ever said.
because
Yeah, but they're trying to bring it to America.
okay.
Or what you said.
Oh, we're
Right.
talking about the bill. Well, even
Yeah.
if they did that,
Oh, yeah.
let's say they bring it to the United States, a much larger market. However, you still have the rest of the world.
Yeah, that is.
And let's
yeah.
be
So what,
honest.
you're gonna get your tampons imported from like China now?
Well, hey, let's be
You
honest.
can steal an invasion. There's always.
Wait,
stealing
hold
an
on.
invasion.
Wait, you're afraid of things made in China?
What?
You just said we're gonna get our stuff imported from China.
Our tampons, if that's the bill, yeah.
Well, you make that seem like it's a bad thing to get stuff imported from China.
No, it's gonna cost a lot more.
Well, I mean, we already get everything imported from China, anyways.
Well, I
there,
know, like,
I
if
think
you're-
there's a problem
if you
with
are
that
spending
though too.
literal money, like, let's just say like, I buy like
The government would have
set of
them
tampons,
imported.
whatever they are. They're $20 in the store, and I take the tax, so it's like maybe like $20.20 or $22, right? If I were to go on a Chinese website right now and buy that same $20 pack of tampons, I'm guaranteeing it'd be a lot more
Okay.
than $22 than the government tax for it.
I don't.
If the Chinese company is so innovative, and it's the new thing, I guarantee it would be way more than $22. So your bill inadvertently makes you pay more, or you can just get the crappy free one.
I don't. Well, my thing.
Well, think about. Well,
You pay for what
what
you
about
get.
the people who
I
can't
thi-
get
hold on,
any?
hold on,
There's
hold
a-
on.
you
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
think of the large number
Hold
of
on,
people
yeah,
who
can-
can't get any.
Yeah, let me go for a little bit. The thing is that I think that should be a healthy middle where there are people who literally can't get tampons and things like that and birth control.
Well, it's called like food stamps and crap like that.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure you can.
What are they gonna
Well,
do for tampons?
Yeah, what are they gonna do for tampons? I don't think that they can do that for like tampons and shit, right?
What,
Well, maybe
tampon
they should
stamp?
reform their bill and say something crap like that.
Yeah, because well,
Actually, no. I bet there is some sort of food stamp for it because it's an essential product. I regret
don't
saying
know.
what I said.
yeah,
Wait, hold on. We've been jumping
said-
around so much.
I said,
We-
are they a necessity?
yeah, we
okay,
trailed off.
tampons, Yeah, we completely trailed off with a. Well, I forgot
So
we were
we
talking
were
about
coming-
Bill at one point. I thought
So
we
we're going back to the assembly
go back to the. Okay, you said that they're
in 10th grade.
an essential product.
My chain of thought was, if people can't buy the tampons themselves,
Yeah,
you're telling me you can't make a makeshift one out of toilet paper?
Well, they do.
They-
New York.
yeah, they do. But
Yeah,
it's
That's
like,
what that was the line
they'll
I was
find-
trying
they'll
to
find-
get to.
Oh, but you worded it terribly.
But it was just horrible delivery, horrible wording. Every female in the school hated my guts. I had
That-
TikToks made about me.
that was
well, the thing is
funny.
that it was funny as fuck.
Oh
It was
God,
so funny.
I've never.
Top 10 funniest moments in the school.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was number 1.
No, you slapping West Paul's ass was up there.
That's like number 4 at best.
Dude,
Shut
I
the
asked.
hell up.
That wasn't
that's
even
top
that.
2.
That wasn't even funny.
That was because it made it to Savage Mass. It
I
clearly
fucking
was
hate that
funny.
account.
It clearly was
Account's
fucking
annoying. You know. You
They're
gotta,
WTW
fucking
is better.
annoying as shit.
oh no, they're all annoying. I hate them. You know,
funny.
Massachusetts.
You know, the worst part is the Mass House on TikTok. It's called the Massachusetts Hype House. And they post like they're like, oh, we represent all Massachusetts, but it's all like Revere, Beverly, Boston. Like, fucking die.
Guys, New York, New York. Why you talking about New York? Talk about Massachusetts.
Could you imagine?
No, like if
Fucking
you,
frat
like they do
boy
like
from-
live. They do like live videos sometimes, and
Really?
like Yeah, and it's literally just like some fat, prematurely balding kid with like a baseball hat on, and he's like, "Yo," and he's talking like an idiot. He's like, "Oh, I got I got a Boston accent. You know, I live in Boston.
I'm from Boston. I'm from Southie.
I live in Boston. Yeah, I'm from the South. Listen, dude. Hey, thanks for coming on. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from Sharon. Oh, you're from Sharon? Oh, that's cool. Let's go. New York, New York, New York. It's like, I hate all of you. It's like, that's not how people from Boston
What's the weather
talk.
like down there in the farm field?
Yeah, hey, man, it's cold down there too, because I'll tell you about something about Boston, bro. Nothing colder than Massachusetts Day in November. Okay, man, I'm in Boston right now.
One thing, I woke up
Did you see that Sox game? Do you see the Sox game? Oh, boy.
So, do you have to wake up the horses?
There's dude, the amount people react to snow up here is so crazy.
Is Corona real down there, or is it only real in Boston?
When people complain about shoveling the snow, like, dude.
It's like, how long have you been here?
Either shut the fuck up.
It's bad this year because
buy a snowblower.
Everyone was like complaining the years before where like nothing was going on. It's like, like what are you gonna do? Like nothing's going on.
You know what
but
the
like
problem
when
is?
shit happens and like now what's going on? Like the cold's actually fucking annoying now because COVID's happened, a bunch of shit is going on, and life is going on.
I like the cold.
Now it's like fuck off.
No, I hate
we don't
when
need to deal with another issue.
I hate the cold because I'm a skier. So whenever the cold comes around, that means snow. That means the mountains up in New Hampshire are getting snow. That means I'm going to have an awesome ski trip in a week.
No.
I would understand why people would hate the cold if they did not do a winter sport.
I don't like people in Massachusetts who complain about the cold, because they're the same people who complain when it doesn't snow during November or something. It's like, it's December. There should be snow, damn it.
The same people complaining about the heat in the summer.
Guys, it's so hot. And then it's like, fucking shut up and enjoy it.
Sweltering in my apartment.
You know, springtime comes around, it's too damp. Too many leaves in fall.
Come on.
Try.
It's too colorful in this motherfucker.
Guys, I have
Summer,
to like...
it's too hot.
Fall.
Too hot.
Fall.
Turn on the AC.
Yeah, dude, fall comes around, they're like, guys, I literally had to put on a long sleeve. Like,
guys.
Disgusting.
Guys, I can't wear my shorts anymore. I can't wear my shorts.
Hit me up.
I can't wear leggings.
I
gotta wear sweatpants.
One more thing before we wrap everything up. Is we're getting close to the end here. We're already at 2 hours.
Nothing.
It's something, all right.
This could go on for 5.
It could, but I wanna. It's late already, unfortunately. I want to wrap around one more thing. Is some Biden said during the presidential debate with Donald Trump.
When was this?
It was right before the election.
Old news. Continue.
Fake news.
I don't know if you guys remember when Donald Trump came after Hunter Biden for like doing crack and shit.
That was low-key messed up.
That was low-key messed up.
Low-key, it was.
It was okay. Yeah. It was fucked up of him, but Biden's response was even more fucking troubling, given the context of Biden.
Wait, what did he say?
So he goes, my son dealt with an American issue an issue that a lot of Americans have, that a drug problem that he was able to overcome and that he needed help and all this shit. Okay, here's the fucking problem with that statement. Not every drug addict in America has their daddy as vice president. Yeah. Like, not every fucking citizen of the United States has that safety and loyalty to the fucking system like that.
Yeah. No.
But more people have not more people have been locked up behind Biden more than they have not. Like, Biden has enforced drug law rules. He hasn't lessened them. He hasn't given up on them. He is one of the main fighters of the war against drugs. Him. In the 90s and the 80s, he was a part of that group, and he was locking people up for doing drugs. And then his son does it, and then all of a sudden every American citizen has this problem that they need to overcome. Well, why the fuck have you not been helping your other American citizens and only been helping your son? Yeah. And why is this not a main part of your campaign?
Well, I feel like
and it was just a terrible response that no one talks about.
The first thing is, hypothetically, if Barron Trump had a drug problem, I'm sure some politician going against Donald Trump would have snapped and said that.
Yeah.
It's a messed up and dirty move.
Yeah, it is.
But regardless of the situation, some politician would have whipped it out.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a Donald Trump thing. It is a Donald Trump thing because he said it.
Yeah.
But I feel like any other politician... Sorry, someone's calling me right now.
No problem.
And basically, that's my first thing on it. And the second thing is, it's always you can always make the laws that like put people away and crap like that. But the second it gets personal is when you start to like take a step back. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Right.
So I mean, that's clearly what happened.
And he's just not changing it though. Like it's still not a main thing of his presidency now that he's in.
Does his son ever get locked up? Or?
No, he got away scot free. You know, because I mean he's got those connections. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about movies. We talked about gay movies. We talked about the 6-year-old thing, which is so brutal.
The 9-year-old.
Or the 9-year-old.
6-year-old.
The 9-year-old, which is so brutal and so terrible. We talked about the Instagram shit. We talked about Facebook moms. We talked about mass a little bit.
Drug abuse, mental illness.
We talked about a little bit of everything, ladies and gentlemen. This is a pretty good podcast. I like this one.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Can I quickly just add? I'm pretty sure Biden has already set up a plan to release drug addicts from prison.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there
and set them up in rehab instead. Okay. And he's just waiting for approval from the Senate.
Okay, well...
That shit takes forever, I swear to God.
If that is true, I haven't heard that. If that is true, then good for him. And he proved me wrong, and I'm glad that he proved me wrong and that I can shut my fucking mouth.
Yeah,
and
but
like, be glad.
If he does that, he needs to say that his opinions were wrong.
Yeah, I think that he should also come out and say, hey, I was wrong. This was
personal.
Before.
I didn't realize the implications I was making, yada, yada, yada.
But it's good that he fucking proved me wrong. And that's what I want. Like, if I, like, say, like, a criticism and then they go out and do something, like, I'm not going to hide behind that. Yeah, I want to be proved wrong and, like, things to change in this country. So I'm glad that they're doing something about that.
Yep, Joe Biden, mandatory rehab for drug users.
Is that all drug users or is that specific ones?
For drug users, all of them. Are
okay.
Branded?
Well, I apologize then. I fucking ate my bullet on that one. My bad.
But same deal has to go for him. Kamala Harris with the locking up of the.
She needs to confront
wait, hold on.
That.
Look,
she needs to confront that.
He said that Joe Biden says that he said that
I say legalize all drugs, survival of the fittest. Motion for it.
Yeah, that's what Oregon did.
It's a person's fault if they take drugs or get addicted. 9 times out of 10, it's their fault.
I don't know about that. Your microphone just got unplugged again.
Peer pressure, like, come on, like. I've had instances where there's been like peer pressure to me, and I just said no.
Nerd.
Fucking loser.
Okay.
Loser.
Yeah, Biden pledges to force people who use drugs to enroll in mandatory treatment programs as opposed to prison sentences.
That's good. Fucking finally. The idea that you lock people up in cages for doing something.
Well, her name was Kamala.
Gee.
What do you mean, jeez?
Dirty secret.
It's not a dirty. It's not a secret. Everyone knows.
Why does everyone ignore?
Because she's the first black vice president.
Black vice president.
Yeah. I feel like
Joe Biden,
it's bad.
Chose her just because of that profile.
Yeah, he did.
I feel that it's not good that the first black.
I mean, you're telling me that it's a coincidence that during the whole Black Lives Matter movement and everything like that, that Biden just happened to find.
And Kamala Harris, I think, also said like she believed
he just happened to find a perfect black woman to be his vice president during Black Lives Matter and all of these, anti-sexist movements and everything are finally coming, through to the mainstream world. Like, no, of course he did it to win, and he won.
This podcast could hit like 5 hours easy.
I know, but we gotta
wrap things up. So
Yeah, before this thing falls out the mic again, I break it.
Yeah, that's true. Alrighty then, this is a good podcast. We gotta get going. Unfortunately, we don't have all the time in the world.
It was alright.
We gotta get a date with where we have.
I'm not gonna go on a date with you.
Yeah, it's kind of gross, bro.
The fuck out.
The fact that you would ask that on the podcast is kind of bold.
Kind of sus,
fuck,
but okay.
You know what the fuck I meant.
Are you the imposter?
Among Us.
So dumb.
You think that's funny?
I thought that it was funny of how dumb it was.
You think that's funny though? That's your joke.
Where's the?
I guess
that's the last joke.
It was a bad joke. But
so the last joke you want to make is something like that. You want to say something like that.
So many podcasts.
So so yeah, that's just that. Yeah, it's just a podcast. That's it.
I mean, there's so many. It's okay. We waste one on this joke.
Oh yeah. Hey, Van Gogh. He painted plenty of pictures.
Yeah.
But he painted so many. Who cares if we accidentally were to throw one into a fire?
Well,
you know?
I don't think that's along the same lines.
And that's the joke you want to go out on.
We're going out on that joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Pathetic.
Alrighty then. Goodbye, everybody. It was fun fucking recording.